Hoi, oi, yo. Hello, hello. Tweet this out. What's happening, my friends? Oh, hello from Australia. Well, then you'll love tonight. It's going to be a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a quicker stream per se, but it's, there's I guess actually a total of only 6 stories total. And B Busta is also going to be narrating one, so yes, the Church of Joel is now in session. All rise. I guess we don't need to all rise. I forget what you do. All get on a knee. Take a knee, team. We're going to huddle up and say a prayer. Lord, please get all of us very comfortable for tonight, and I pray that we all have all of the appropriate snacks on hand so that we don't have to leave our cozy spot. In your son's name, amen. Boom. Oh, yeah, please no hailing of me. No hailing. Hailing is prohibited. Alex, prohibit it. Blue Rooster with a 5 says hello from Alaska. Best vacation ever. I love you, Chelsea. Well, thank you. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, Alaska seems like a beautiful place. It's a massive, massive landmass out that way, from what I hear, making up a large portion of the United States. It's pretty wild. Emily, you're playing Animal Crossing. Seems like everybody's just on it. When do you ever beat Animal Crossing? Or is it just there is no end to it? It's like The Sims. What's better, The Sims or Animal Crossing? Jensen, good point. Don't forget to butter your socks. Drop a like on the stream, baby. Click that liggity like button. And do that flossing dance that was popular for like 6 months. Until your boomer parents got a hold of it. And just ruined it. Angel Parish with the 2 says, please pray for me. I have a viral infection. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Angel. Oh, I hope you can clear that up soon. I hope you can keep your immune system strong. Get lots of rest, lots of fluid. Stay hydrated. Really just put yourself in the best position to fight a virus. That stuff can be very precarious at times. Ashra says, let's read. I'm playing Animal Crossing right now also, and Animal Crossing is so much better than The Sims. Oh my god, not even a question. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't really given either a fair shot to make a comparison, but I was curious. Ooh woo, Jensen, ooh woo. Oh, it's 12:27 in Australia right now. I guess assume that's in the future. Australia has already seen what the world looks like in half a day. And it's beautiful. Beautiful sun. The sun's out. Guns out. Fluffy clouds. And giant crocs down there. Down under. Jesus Christ. Crikey. That's a big old fucking croc. It's gonna bite me cloaca off. Venus Flytrap with the 5 says, super excited for rants and stories. Thank you, Spooky Daddy. You're welcome, Venus. Thank you for the 5. And Carlos B with the 2 says, sending love from Santiago, Joel. What's that say? Hashtag bit homo. That's okay. Just a wee bit. Fry says he's gone full homo. That's fine, too. We welcome all spectrums of the love triangle. I don't know what word I'm looking for there, but you get the idea. Finally caught Ezra. What's up, my friend? Finally caught a stream. Well, welcome. I sound English when I do an Aussie accent. Yeah, fuck if I know. I legitimately, maybe if I heard someone do it enough. If I heard someone do it enough, maybe eventually I'll understand. I don't know. Sound more like Slap Tam. Which is exciting, because this video is actually the collab I was talking about with B-Busta. And so his voice, he has lended his voice to be in this. Already recorded, so he won't be in the stream, unfortunately, but excited to see where that goes. Arthur Morgan's ready to kill some O'Driscolls. Geez, that rivalry just does not end. Goddamn O'Driscolls. Aisha with the... Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. That just, yeah, holy hell, that came out of nowhere. Oh my goodness, that actually really caught me off guard. I didn't even warm up my twerking muscles for that one. Aisha Perkins with the 3. Thank you, Aisha. And Blake Alejandro with the 2 says, am I in time to clap some snail cheeks? Oh, you're just in time. And I just got mine clapped real hard right here with a $50 donation from Carrie. With them beaver bucks. Says, hi, Joel, love you. Thank you, Carrie. Love you as well. That honestly actually caught me off guard. It was just like a nuclear bomb just dropped out of nowhere. But it's the kind that makes you jiggle your bottom. Thank you so much for that. Holy cow, that's one way to give me some energy to pop this off here. And Miss Molly with the 2 says, hi, Joel, love you. Your skincare salute. You are indeed. You keep me looking young. I'm gonna need a facial soon. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for your generosity. It's very kind of you. As you know, for these streams, we just kind of chit chat, hanging out, doing our thing. Angel says, I called out of work tonight and I have everything around me and it sucks because on top of that, I'm pregnant. Oh my goodness. So you're nice and situated. Time to feed that baby. Get that little thing nice and plump. Nothing better than a little Let's Read to help a fetus come along nice and strong. Doctor recommended. But congratulations. Babies are the joy of the world. I remember when I did my rotation through like pediatrics and obstetrics and stuff and nursing. I always thought it'd be sick if like the baby unit, pediatric unit and stuff also just so happen to have like a wing for puppies. I don't even know why. Just like newborn puppies there, so you could just play with babies and play with puppies, or all of them at the same time. Newborn babies were a little scary to me though, in the sense that like I was just like, you're holding it and you're like, holy shit, man, like one wrong move and if someone happens to put like a banana peel on the ground, like this would be really bad. Surprisingly, every day there was just banana peels scattered everywhere. Some of the doctors loved them. I think they were trying to make us all slip and drop a baby on its head. JK. I would sacrifice my body for a baby. I would slip on the banana peel, then slip on the next, and slip on the next. and then create a barrier. They teach you. They teach you how to fall with a baby while carrying it. Just kidding. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyways, Aisha with the 5. Thank you for the 5. Says you get an extra tip for saying my name right. Oh, you're welcome. Well, thank you. Every day I go into my name dictionary. I read every one of them. Make sure I get it right. Hey, there's Mr. Anthony Esposito with the 2. Says, oh, sit, dog. I finally got to this. Anthony, welcome back. Mr. Esposito, how are you doing? How is life coming along? Welcome back. Lila says, Joel, you could wrestle a croc. I mean, they make it seem easy, but crocs seem quite a bit more ornery than an alligator. Not that I would rather really go head to head with either of them, but crocodiles seem like if you gave an alligator literal methamphetamine, you get a crocodile. They just seem terrifying. Your horse ran away with little Jack. Little Jack, no. And Prodic Roy says, appreciate your work, man. Your voice is so soothing when you narrate, but I miss your Glitch in the Matrix stories. Keep up the good work. You know, yeah, Glitch in the Matrix, they kind of sometimes fall into the paranormal videos, which we will be doing, I believe, next week. Will be, I think, Wednesday. So not the 27th, but the 29th. Yeah, will probably be a paranormal video with Slap Tom. So that's going to be sick. I hope you guys enjoy it. Show him some love. I hope you guys show some love to B Busta. If you haven't subscribed to B Busta already, please do so. He's putting out content left and right. Great Australian accent. Very relaxing. Me and him have, I think to a degree, like very similar cadences, if that makes sense. As far as like our pacing and the way we read stories, even if our accents aren't quite the same. Estrella, lovely with the 3 buckaroonies. Thank you, Estrella. Estrella. And Hannah Easton with the 5 says, your voice is so lovely. Good evening, Joel. Thank you, Hannah. I like the spelling of that. Normally Hannah is just like the same, spelled the same way backwards as it is forward, but without the H at the end, it looks kind of cool. Well, cool, different, I should say. Angel says, thank you so much. I love your videos. My husband gets jealous of me watching it. That's funny. He should be. He should be very, very jealous. What are you guys sipping on tonight? You've got some Steel Reserve. Nice. Yeah, me, I just got a little bit of green tea, some Wawa. I went to a birthday party yesterday for a friend, and they're doing keto as well, so it's kind of nice, but like, it's like, you ever just like eat so much, if you're doing a diet, you eat so much food within your diet, but then it like, I don't know, it just makes you want to just have a cheat day, I suppose, or just one of them days where you don't follow any rules. And that's what I did today. I had a big old entirely stuffed pizza that had chicken inside of it, along with ice cream and soda, and I feel like, well, my stomach feels like absolute garbo. And do I regret it? Yes, I do. Would I do it again? Yes, I would. You know, it's like you want something so bad and then you get it and you're like, huh, was that worth it? And you're like, well, I guess it might kind of be worth it if I'm just gonna do it again later. But probably just gonna have to do a little bit of fasting tomorrow, even though it does kind of like confuse my body quite a bit. Basically, from what I read, is that like in the presence of insulin, your body holds on to weight, and in the absence of insulin, in a more fasting state or lower glucose intake, your body gets rid of the weight. So pissed as a shark, EJ. Yeah, I didn't. I'm glad it still was in the video at that one point, because that's hilarious. But in winter, you're doing keto too. Nice. Let me know how it goes, honestly. B Busta is one of the best narrators I listen to. Actually, check his channel, your channel, Mortis Media. They're the best narrators on YouTube, in my opinion. Thanks, Starlight. Yeah, we are out there grinding. Has anyone seen? Did anybody listen to Mr. Creepypasta? because I'm kind of in a group chat with him and various other narrators, and they were saying that, well, Mr. Creepypasta is attempting to organize a little bit of kind of like a virtual Comic-Con type thing, like a horror con, but it's like you have virtual booths and you can like do it in VR and stuff like that. I myself don't really have like a VR system, but he said that it is possible to like get set up with like a booth, you know, to help for promotion and stuff. And not really sure how many people are actually going to be doing it or going, but it does seem like a fun little thing to get involved in. Do I know Mr. Nightmare? I know who he is. I don't know him as a friend. He is very reclusive and exclusive. Lost in the thought. Anyone else from Australia? Yeah, that does make me curious how many peeps in here from Aussie land. Aussie land. The scary group chat would be my version of gate crashing a celebrity party. Yeah. It's pretty much the same as anybody else's group chat. It's either we're bitching about YouTube or we're sending a meme. So I'm sure you can make those parallels in your own life somewhere. Australia was once connected to Africa. Yeah, it does make you wonder, you know. I guess everybody says it happened over a long course of time. Zach, hi, Joel. Wife and I just got back from a long weekend trip, 8-hour drive there, 8-hour back. Couldn't listen to your soothing voice on the road or else we'd fall asleep. Yeah, you gotta be careful, lol. Now we get to end the night with you. Thank you, Zach and wife. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys didn't. I know a lot of people have conditioned my voice to be something they fall asleep to, so please do not do so. Anybody reading anything lately? I just started reading and got through like the first like 8 chapters or whatever of I'm just kind of like casually reading it at nighttime. I saw it advertised on I think it's going to be on Hulu or something like that. But it's called Foundation, the Foundation series by Isaac Asimov. It's pretty interesting. Basically, I guess like the 12,000 years in the future is something, and the Galactic Federation is based on psychohistory and stuff like that, on the verge of collapse. And I don't know, they use like probability and, you know, different like macro circumstances to guess the probability in which a empire would collapse, and I guess they're within like 300 years of collapse. And this guy had hired one of the main characters or whatever to, over the course of the next long period of time and multiple lifetimes, like to mitigate the dark ages that will follow the eventual collapse of the control of the empire. I don't know. They're trying to essentially just kind of maintain that from keep it from being 12,000 years of dark ages to like 1,000 years of that or something like that. So it should be pretty interesting where it's going. It seems very political in nature, and the concepts of like, you know, just the idea of like the sort of science fiction idea of like psychohistory is pretty cool, because it's like guesstimating the future based on like certain circumstances being met within an algorithm, I guess. And Fry's right. Please go follow. Well, first off, go follow my Instagram at Let's Read Creepy. No, sorry, at Let's Read official, and then my Twitter is at Let's Read Creepy. You can find it. I think if you type Let's Read in there, I'll have my pictures and stuff. And then Fry is my meme plug for a lot of times, so please go follow my meme page on Instagram called at Horny Computer. Ooh, well, the ooh is unrelated, but ooh. Joel, you should read The Andromeda Strain by Michael Critchen for some cool sci-fi. Nice, yeah. Yeah, I do like I like sci-fi because it's like they can hit some really interesting ideas, but they're also like, you know, I feel like it's a lot more broad spectrum and scope and concepts, and I don't want to say it has to be like very super intelligent or anything like that, but it is really, really cool. You love GM Danielson reading, but in this open chat, he's... Yeah, people... Sometimes you gotta separate the art from the artist, you know? Just how it is in this dichotomic world we live in. Alright, my friends, it is read time. Hope all of y'all's is ready. I'm gonna switch over to our reading screen. Got the Let's Read Creepy for Twitter already on screen, so yeah, be sure to go follow that. Twitter's probably the best place to follow just because I update it the most as far as, you know, so a lot of people don't get notifications for when new videos come out or new streams are going live. You definitely will get them if you go on Discord, 100%. Same with Twitter. You're always going to get them on there first, which is great. Yeah, and if you have a story, I have a subreddit, reddit.com/r/letsreadofficial, same as my Instagram there. I wish I could have gotten just the Let's Read subreddit. That would have been badass, but it already existed and it's already full of a bunch of worthless stuff, so seems to be abandoned. I don't know. Maybe I should have just taken it over from within. But yeah, guys, thanks for being here. Submit your stories if you get a chance. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream tonight as far as stories goes, because rather than 10 stories we're bumping through, we got 6 total, but one of them's already being read by the amazing B-Busta, so I'll be reading a total of 5. They're pretty lengthy and girthy as usual, but I'm going to switch over from this awesome music to Iron Cthulhu Apocalypse to really set the spooky mood. This one's called 1,000 Years of Narcolepsy. Okay. Let me know if it gets too loud. I guess I'll also kind of like catch a vibe if it gets too loud. What is the Buttersock Cult? The Buttersock Cult, you're in it. You're here. You're part of it. And you'll be even more part of it if you become a member, because those are the official. They've gone through the baptism of holy $5 monthly fees or whatever it is. But guys, yeah, once again, thanks for being here. We're gonna kick off these 5 Australian stories from down under. Enough dilly-dallying. Feel free to keep track of my mistakes as we troll along. Some people even make a drinking game out of them. I suggest you do that in increments because it can get very precarious with how many mistakes I make sometimes. Australia is an incredible place to live sometimes. I mean, I love it. It's my home, and I don't think I could ever live anywhere else. But sometimes I do anything just for it to be a little bit... Sorry, I'm already feeling my voice start to crack. But sometimes I do anything just for it to be a little let. But sometimes I do just about anything for it to be just a little bit less wild. For example, I'm a runner. It's my passion, an obsession I've had ever since I was a teenager. I do long-distance races, hill running, all kinds of things that involve pushing my stamina. And every so often I get a complete... Yeah, I just gotta find my rhythm right now. I'm already fucking up. No worries. No worries. Gotta get me mouth muscles contracting. And every so often I get... Oh shit! I gotta warm up my twerk muscles here too. Yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh. Did you ever see a girl like twerk and she's ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh. They naturally make that sound? Yeah, I mean, at least that's the sound that I make, and I can only assume anybody else in the world who twerks probably goes through a similar process. But Carrie, once again, with a 50 big Canadian beaver bucks right in my grill, making it rain all over my buttery socks. Goodness gracious, Carrie. Thank you so much. You alone are just keeping the pizza in my mouth at this point. Joel's stroke sounds, yeah. If Carrie keeps it up, I'm definitely on my way towards a twerkable stroke. A hemorrhage in my ass. Thank you. Goodness gracious, that is far too generous. Maple syrup sucks. Yeah. Yeah, they're starting to, it might start, we might, with all these Canadian dollars flying through the air, it might slowly transition into maple syrup. And every so often I get to compete in an actual competitive race that actually involves prize money. Sometimes quite a lot of it too. So a few years back, I'm training really hard for a long distance race around the Gold Coast. I'm running 20 to 30 kilometers like every couple of days, and let me tell you, in a country as hot as Australia, that can be utterly exhausting. Not to mention the smell that comes off of my running shoes when I'm done on a long run. Long arsed. Not to mention the smell that comes off of my running shoes when I'm done on a long run. It's enough to make my wife balk when I take them off. After one particularly grueling training session, I get home and I'm literally dripping with sweat. On this occasion, when I walk into the kitchen and take my running shoes off, my wife pretty much loses her mind, telling me to get those bloody things out of the house and to keep them out. I told her if it wasn't all that bad, but she insisted that if I brought the things into the house again, she'd be staying with her mother for the weekend. It was pretty bad, actually. I mean, the skin between my toes was an absolute mess. All these little holes forming in the flesh were the fungus that was eating away at my feet. I suppose it didn't seem all that bad to me, but to her, it must have smelled like pure rot. So, I obliged her, took the shoes outside, and then drove down to a pharmacy to sort myself out with some antifungal skin treatment. I took a break from running for the next few days and ended up totally forgetting that I left my running shoes outside. So when it came to my next training session, I put on all my gear, did a few stretches, and then went outside to put my running shoes on. So I had that antifungal cream, but the pharmacist recommended that I clean the shoes out with the cream too, so that I wouldn't just reinfect myself while I was running. So I cleaned the left one out, no problems, wiping some of the cream around the insides with a little cloth. But then it came to the right one. I pushed my hand in around the cloth when I feel like a squishy feeling in the toe. I'm all like, what is that? For a moment, pulling my hand out to look inside to try and get a look inside. I'm all like, what is that? For a moment, pulling my hand out to look inside to try to get a look. That's when hundreds of these little red spiders come running out of the shoe, followed by this big, red-black spider that's obviously very agitated that something almost squished all of her babies. I absolutely hate spiders, so I just tossed the shoe into the yard and left it there for like a week before I threw it in the bin. I'm serious. I just put my training off that day, went inside, and ordered a new pair of running shoes on next day delivery. It was like something out of a horror movie. Like I said, I love Australia, but I wish it'd just bloody cool it with the whole venomous creatures thing. Yikes. What, shoe spiders? Black Widow. Do you think it was Black Widows? Let's see. Black Widow babies. If the Black Widow babies are all red, oh yeah, they are all red. Huh. Or they're kind of red. Weird. Wonder if Black Widow babies can bite you. Or, like, kill you. Feet spiders, yeah. Oh, God. We'll probably won't start with the... Well, whenever I put it in the video, we probably won't start with the spider story right out the gate. Does anybody here in Australia, like, have Black Widow spiders around them? Because that would freak me out. I don't know. The whole venomous creature thing is really creepy as hell. Red belly spider. At first I was wondering if the your Aussie cousin got bit by a toxic spider once. Yikes, yeah. That would suck. Their mouths are probably too small. Backyard? Backyard foot spiders. He should have left those shoes in Burger King, where he found them, inside the lettuce bin. Ba-da-dum-tsh, ba-da-dum-tsh. You almost put your right hand on a black widow when I was moving big rocks. Yeah, that's scary. I think around here we have like brown recluse spiders. Different things like that. And they usually exist like under rocks that are sort of near wet areas, which is weird. Joel, who does your intro animations? It depends which one you're talking about. The one where it goes in on the TV, that's Robin Mikalsen. The one where it's floating through space, that's Umami. The one that was like my old school one, that's like the nuclear bomb exploding, that's Axeman cartoons. And then whenever I do the paranormal one with the Wendigo walking through the woods, that's also Robin, which is really sweet. Can I beatbox? No, I can't. Yeah. Maybe if I gave it a practice, I could figure it out. Maybe if I gave it like a weekend, I could figure out how to beatbox, you know? Keep up with all the kids down on the block. Perhaps impress them. Join their guild. You found a scorpion in your asshole one time. That's cool. Did you just clench and just smush it right then and there? Kangaroos have fork-shaped peepees. Good to know. You know, Australia is just full of so many amazing creatures. Can you bong your drink? My drink bong. Let's see if I can do it. Ooh, daddy. KC Dobbins with the $2 says, look up House Centipede. Okay. House Centipede. Oh no! Just kidding. Centipede. Yeah, I definitely have those everywhere. Yeah, those are creepy because they're always like a blur, you know what I mean? They're just like, they fly right by, just like this utter blur that, oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god, Anthony. Holy shit, that's a way to come back. Holy shizzers. With the $200 donation. Anthony, what in the F? Says, hope to see you in the spring soon. Are you on leave or where are you at, Anthony? What's the deal, my friend? But holy shizzers, man. $200. That's like excessively generous. Oh my god. I think that's like the max out on the freaking dono on YouTube anyways, but holy shit, Anthony. Thank you. Welcome back, my friend. Dude, it's like stuff like that. Like I don't even know how to react sometime. Yeah, literally, goddamn, man. Pizza party. Yeah, I would, yeah, with as much as these guys are throwing down, that would be actually really sweet. Like just everybody in the chat, we just go to just rent out an entire bar or pizza place or something of that nature. Sorry, I actually just felt like something like pinched my leg. That was really weird. I was like thinking, holy fuck, is it a house centipede? Do you guys ever get like random phantom? Anybody else have bugs crawling under their skin? maybe the $200 just fucking sent my body into shock here. I don't even know. Oh man, holy fuck! Thank you so much for that. You guys are freaking blowing me away with this stuff. Be twerking all night. My ass is going to fall off. With that much twerking, I might actually be able to squish that scorpion in the butt. Get you an ounce of loud, lol. Do you guys hear voices in your head that tell you to read stories? Do you guys ever imagine like 430 people in the internet existing as a big, constantly moving, constantly talking chat? And your friends in your house think that you're just talking to people online, but in reality, it's all inside your own brain? Honestly, if that's the reality that I've receded into, I'm cool with that. Okay, well, on that note, we shall continue. Hopefully there's not as many spiders in this story here. A twerking scorpion. For many years, me and my dad had been going boat fishing off of the Sapphire Coast here in Australia. It's been a really good way for us to reconnect after a messy divorce he and my mom went through when I was just a kid. Me and my little sister didn't see him for a long time after, as the relationship between him and our mom was really strained. So once I was old enough to decide for myself, I started going to see him, and although I didn't really like the idea of fishing, I found it was an amazing way for us to start bonding again. You see, the point of fishing isn't so much to catch fish, and I know how mental that sounds, so bear with me. The point of fishing is to get out into nature and to spend a long time just sitting and thinking. It's basically meditation for people who don't fancy the whole Buddhism thing. Or in the case of me and my dad, it was a chance for us to just sit and talk for hours over a few beers. Oops, oh, my bad. Or in the case of me and my dad, it was a chance for us to just sit and talk for a few hours over a few beers. Whenever we caught something, we'd be overjoyed, and if I ended up catching something... Shit. Francesca, thank you. Eight-Legged Demons, yeah. Oh yeah, what was that movie, Eight-Legged Freaks? Dude, that movie is actually a really, really good sci-fi, like, action sort of thriller, but it's also really funny. You're in horny jail, EJ, just stuck there for 1,000 years. Too many bonks. How many years in jail does one bonk get you in horny jail? Whenever we caught something, we'd be overjoyed, and if I ended up catching something myself, he'd be so bloody proud of me, and those feelings of having my old man be proud of me, well, nothing quite compares to that. But this one time we ended up catching something that I really wish we hadn't, and you'll see what I mean when I describe it. So I get a bite on my line and I announce it to him, and he starts doing his usual thing of guiding me around to reeling it in. Whatever's below the water line is absolutely massive, so much so that my dad actually grabs the rod so whatever was on the line doesn't actually manage to pull me overboard. I mean, it was fighting the line like a devil, and we're using the strongest line we can afford, as ocean fish do tend to be much bigger and stronger than lake or river fish. We're fighting the bugger, reeling him in slowly, bringing him closer and closer to the surface with each passing minute. We can't really make out just what kind of fish it is until it starts breaking the water. And when it does, my dad starts going mental, shouting about how it's bloody... Wait, what? I don't even know what this is. It's bloody Mari Rossi. Jesus Christ, boy, you've only got... 1 second, I don't even know how to say whatever that is that they're saying. Humphead Rossi? Wally the Humphead? I wonder. How do you even say this? Pronounce? I'm sorry, guys. I legitimately have no idea how to say this, like, fish. Mario, it's supposed to be like some giant type of fish or something shit like that. You heard Bugger in Steve Irwin's voice. Maori. Maybe I'll just look up both words separately because it doesn't seem to have it together. You think they would have it.
Maori.
Maori. Okay. Fuck. Maori. Rossi. I think.
Ras.
Maori Ras? Let me look up somewhere else how to say it. I would hate to like fuck it up if it's like if this is gonna be the first story.
Ras.
Ras. Alright. Maori Ras. Cause I got high. Boo doo 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 doo. We can't really make out just what kind of fish it is until it starts breaking the water, and when it does, my dad starts going mental, shouting about how it's a bloody Maori Ras. Jesus Christ, boy, you've caught. I don't even know how to fucking. God damn it. It's a bloody Maori Ras. Jesus Christ, boy. You've only gone and caught yourself a bloody Maori Ras. For those that don't know their fish, the humphead wrasse is probably one of the largest kind of ocean fish in the entire bloody world, let alone Australia. The boys are typically much larger than girls and are generally known to reach up to 2 meters in length, from tail to tip, some even weighing up to 180 kilo. Yeah, if we can keep getting them likes. Carrie with a 5. Beaverbuck says, like, 1000K, baby, 1K. If we could get there in this short period of time, that would be impressive, because usually it takes me a little, like, gotta have some pretty good momentum. But yeah, like and share the stream out if you guys can. It definitely helps to get the numbers up and get more people in here for YouTube to notify. Okay. For those that don't know their fish, the boys are typically kilograms. The boys are typically much larger than girls and are generally known to reach up to 2 meters in length, from tail to tip, some even weighing up to 180 kilograms. They average out to be a meter long, but this one was bloody huge. I mean, it might have even been longer than that. We could tell it was a wrasse because of those huge, thick lips and the 2 black lines around the eyes, like a big bloody emo fish or something. And obviously because of the big F-off hump on its head. F-off hump? What the fuck? Okay. I never heard that phrase before. Big F-off something. How much crack Joel could get with all these donuts. I know. That's where it all goes, baby. Right to my crack fund. Helps me keep focus while I'm narrating and shit. And obviously because of the big F-off hump on its head, which is obviously where it gets the name humphead. I'll never forget the color of the thing either. It was like a green and purpley blue kind of thing, like a bloody great alien or something. I mean, it was really beautiful. Like I said, I think it might have actually been longer than 2 meters, and if he had a chance to get out of the water to measure it, we might have had a record on our hands. But we didn't get it out of the water, because while we were all focused on our potential record-breaking Ross, fuck, I don't even remember how to say it, god damn it. Maori Ross. Did you ever like look something up and immediately forget how to fucking say it? This one doesn't. Where was the one that I just looked at?
Ras.
Whatever. Close enough, right? Like I said, it might have actually been longer than 2 meters, and if he had a chance to get it out of the water to measure it, we might have had a record on our hands. But we didn't get it out of the water, because while we were focused on our potential record-breaking Maori Ross, okay. Because we didn't get it out of the... How the fuck? Because we didn't get it out of... I don't know why that's a tongue twister at all. It shouldn't be. Because we didn't get it out of the water. Because while we were all focused on our potential record-breaking Ross, something else is creeping up on us. Something we had absolutely no chance of seeing thanks to our excitement at almost catching the biggest bloody fish we'd ever seen. Well, it wasn't the biggest fish we'd ever seen for very long because right as the wrasse starts breaking the water properly, and we actually start believing we're going to land it on our boat, something rears up around the water, something huge, with those big black eyes and hundreds of razor-sharp teeth jutting out of its jaw in rows. It was a bloody great white. A giant bloody great white just smashes its way out of the water, bringing its giant gob down on our wrasse and wrenching it back into the ocean. I was just in shock, not quite believing what I'd seen, so it didn't even occur to me to let go of the rod. I just kept my hands clamped to it before I felt myself being dragged over to the side of the boat. Luckily, my dad grabs my legs, screaming at me to let go of the bloody rod, which obviously I finally did. If I'd kept hold of it for like a couple of seconds longer, I'd be in the ocean with that thing while it was hungry, and that probably wouldn't have ended well for me, or my dad, as he might have had to watch his only son getting bitten in half by a great white. A few days later, after it was all over, and we got back into port, we did end up having a good laugh about it. I mean, it was that or cry over it, right? But at the time, it was honestly one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. I'd never been that close to a great white before, and I have absolutely no intention of... Sorry, that sounded strange. I'd never been that close to a great white before, and I have absolutely no intention of ever being that close to one again. But I tell you what, it doesn't half make for a bloody good story to tell around a campfire or while perched on a bar stool. Just don't ask me to tell it to you on a boat, all right? Oh, there's Hannah. Hi, Hannah. You're late. You're tardy for class. A great white, yeah, that'd be terrifying. I don't even, yeah, that's like one of my biggest fears in the ocean is sharks. Fucking sharks, mate. Fuck that, dude. I remember just like watching this one video of like a young girl, just, you know, she was like trying to swim towards her boat. Everybody's like telling her to get on board or whatever, and like the shark is just like, it's not, I don't even know how big of a great white it is, but it's just behind her and it's just ripping at her leg and shit, and the water's just like covered in blood. You can't really even tell what's going on. And then she just says, like, eventually with like a pop, you know, it was kind of painless, I guess, because it got the nerve or something like that, but just completely pops her leg off at the socket of the knee or something, and she survived. But it's a very old story, very old video. You can probably look it up. But God, it would just suck to be like your greatest fear came to reality, where a shark actually tried to kill you and almost did. I almost feel like I'd much rather be like full on eaten by the shark than like go on in life with a mild shark attack story or something, you know what I mean, where you actually survived but lost a leg. That would just blow a lot. There's a video of a guy cliff diving with a GoPro and a great white is there. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like legitimate or not, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess, oh, actually, I think I do know what you're talking about. It's almost swimming at the edge, but then it like, doesn't it turn or something like that? Oh, Sam, when your sister lived in Australia, she went swimming in some water outside Darwin, and later some locals told her it was a croc-infested water. She was extremely lucky. Yeah, that's, I mean, I hear crocs are very territorial, so that's interesting. Oh, Jensen, you gonna... If we're all good, we can go over to Jensen's stream after this one. Advice you would give to other narrators? I just basically, you know, make sure you maximize like your quality of your, you know, the quality of your narrations, you know, whether it's with like investing in like a good microphone, good editing software. Audacity is free, and it can, you know, removing background noise just from your recordings is going to increase the quality by like tenfold, you know. People not having like hissing noises in the background or whatever just makes it sound so much better. And collaborating with like other narrators if possible. I mean, you're not gonna, don't get mad if like other narrators don't want to collab, because I've seen a lot of like narrators like starting out, they try to start drama with like other channels and stuff because they don't want to like collab with them or something like that. And honestly, don't, as a narrator, don't be afraid to try something new, if that makes sense, because like there's right now, basically for a while it was like creepypastas were oversaturated in the narrator community, and then true scary story people kind of popped up. What's that? Venikins with the 2 says, Joel, pretty Kite could totes take on a shark. Honestly, he might. Believe it or not, my roommate downstairs, he has a his girlfriend just moved in, and oh shit. Oh my god. I'm twerking with a shark. Shark croc. A shark croc hybrid. And Carrie with another 50 mother freaking beaver bucks from Kanadia says, where is Pradeep? Random question, just wondering. Well, that's funny. Yeah, you both donated those. Sorry, sometimes the big donations like don't pop up until after there, and it catches me off guard. But since you both ask or bring up good old Mr. Pradeep, he is currently out in the living room somewhere, but my roommate's girlfriend just got, she just moved in downstairs. They're kind of like holding down the bottom area of the house, and she also has a black cat named Zorro, and it's cute because it's like, it's really, really nice. It's like very sleek. It's like a sleek male black cat. Like he's just very kind of like lean, I suppose you could say, a little bit longer body, and like he's I'm not exactly sure why, but she got him from a shelter. He was missing, his like tail was cropped for some reason. I think he had like some sort of infection or something when they found it, and they had to crop the tail. So he looks like a bobcat a little bit, but it's currently staying primarily with her, and they have a pretty big room downstairs. But we're gonna try to socialize them together to be friends. Pradeep does eventually really like other cats, but initially he's just always so like, I wouldn't say he's territorial, but he's just always so wary. Like as I like brought him in the room for them to talk, like the other cat didn't seem to care at all, but then Pradeep's like pulled back into me as hard as he could, like doing hisses and stuff like that. Like not like really like aggressive ones with swatting, but just like a real slow like, you piece of shit. Stay away from me. You look just like me. Who are you? You my clone? I'm third wheeling, that's funny. Perhaps. We will not hear corpsey impression no more. I don't even know if I can do a corpse impression, to be honest. I was super shocked to see something so spooky in all my life. Oh, hello, Miss Ami cat, you look just like me. I'm going to hiss at you in your general direction. Alright, this place looks to have some pronunciations of Australian locations that I'm not quite sure of. You ate papaya, now your tummy hurts. Uh-oh. But thank you guys for the donuts. This is so insanely generous tonight, guys. Like, it's blowing my mind in such a short period of time. Thank you. Okay, so number 3. In the sun-bleached Badlands of Queensland, Australia. Is it Badlands? Do you just say Badlands outright, or is it something like more cheeky? Like Badloons? I don't know why.
Badlands.
Oh geez, that's busted my ears all open. Sucker Punch with the 10 says, who is Jensen and why are we going to this stream afterwards asking for a friend? So Jensen is another true scary story narrator. I'm like the Howard Stern of scary stories. Well, thank you. I do like Howard Stern. Yeah, Jensen's has become a good friend of mine. We are in Discord a lot, you know, He's running his YouTube channel. We initially met through Discord and stuff. Jensen's hilarious. Very, very funny person. And he's one of the moderators in here, you'll see. But he runs fun streams as well afterwards. He will do like just kind of like chill drawing streams, or he'll be recording stories and that kind of thing as well. And he's just another spooky daddy. Quite literally, because he is a dad. Full-grown dad. Full-grown pizza dad. Thank you for the 10, though. It's pronounced Goodlands. Oh, okay. That's what I figured. Badlands of... It's in the sun-bleached Badlands of Queensland, Australia. Okay. Oh, wait, yeah. I do want to see if that's how you said it. Badlands, Australia. I'm just going to assume that's how it is. Spooky Dottie. In the sun-bleached Badlands of Queensland, Australia, there is a place that stands in sharp contrast to the arid scrubland surrounding it. It towers over the nearby eucalyptus trees, a ginormous jet-black mound of rocks and boulders, appearing utterly unnatural compared to the sandy brown earth from which it rises up. It has long been thought to be the cause of bizarre and unexplained phenomena, and has become the center of dark folklore told around the campfires of the It has long been thought to be the cause of bizarre and unexplained phenomenon, and has become the center of dark folklore told around the campfires of the native Aborigines. I don't know what the plural is for aboriginal. Maya B with the 2 says, hello, I have arrived. Welcome, welcome.
Aborigine.
Okay. The local Aborigines. Native Aborigines, okay. It has long been thought to be the cause of bizarre and unexplained phenomenon, and has become the center of a dark folklore told around the campfires of the native Aborigines. People have long told of seeing strange creatures near the site, witnessing unexplainable sources of light emanating from the rocky landscape, while many who have ventured out to investigate have never been seen again. Its name brings a feeling of dread to those that know of it. This is the story of the Black Mountain. The Black Mountain can be found in the Kalkajawak. Okay, don't know how to say that shit. Let me look that up too. Was it Kalkajaka? Does that sound... Any Aussies here know how to say Kalkajaka? Thank you again, Maya. Good to see you. Happy DILF Day. Yeah, we're changing Father's Day. Well, actually, we should have a DILF Day for, young hot dads. Young hot dads in your area. Philadelphia. Winter with a 5 says, happy birthday, Jensen. Is it Jensen's birthday? Oh, it's always his birthday. I forgot. It's always DILF Day. Vanikin's art with the 2 says, please summon the bees with your cheek claps. Oh no, the clap of my ass cheeks. I summon the bees. The bees. I can't do his voice. Summon the bees. Oh bother. Oh bother. I can't, my voice will crack if I do it. Oh bother. Ifa Jalocal? The fuck is that? Okay, let's see. Black Mountains. Okay, yeah, how do you say it? How doth you say it? Pronunciation. How do you say... Wait. That seems different. The Kalkajaka? What? Also, there's this website called pronouncewiki.com. It's like the most worthless website of all time. It brings up just it creates an area in which you would imagine it would have the pronunciations in it, but then it has nothing. And it comes up as the top search thing every time. I don't quite get it. Okay. Learn words. Alright, guys, we're gonna do some learning. You guys ready to learn? Kaya
My
yarn.
name is Kylie Bracknell and I'm from the Noongar Nation in the southwest of Western Australia. I love my language and I want to share some words with you guys. The first one is Birluin. Birluin. It means shining.
There's a
The second one
strong chance
is
that
Bulyaka, because I like the way it sounds.
Bulyaka.
It actually means
Bulyaka.
diarrhea
Oh.
or flea.
Bulyaka.
And not flee as in on an animal. Flee as in like take off quickly.
I diarrhea.
Third one
I booyaka'd my
is,
pants.
Mijal. Mirjaling. Soft rain or teary. Mijal. Fourth one
Dude, the Australian
is
accent is
my
pretty
language
cute.
name. Kaljilba. Spring fire. Kaljilba. The deeper meaning is that it's picturesque, like the sun breaking through the clouds.
Alright, well that was worthless. Where the hell's the fucking pronunciation? Xander, do you need someone to pop your back? Oh my goodness. Joel looking up weird sites. I don't know why this is so hard to find. Like, Google is so worthless sometimes when this... Okay, let's go to DuckDuckGo. Maybe they'll actually have it. I can't actually verify whether that's a possibility, but we're gonna give it a whirl. Okay. Okay, so pronounce. Hey Jess, see you later. Sorry about the wasting time here, guys. I just really want to finger out how to say this stupid shit.
Kolkaska.
Oh, that didn't sound right at all.
Kolkaska.
That sounds like a goddamn robot. Would there be an S involved? Letty Ramos with the two says thank you. Needed this today, my aunt passed. Oh man, jeez. I'm sorry, Letty. That's really tough. I apologize to hear that. That's really tough to hear.
pronouncenames.com.
Dude, I don't know if I'm gonna find it, man. Like, I actually don't think I'm gonna find it. Wait, okay, the ancient origins. The ancient origins. Let's see. Kolka Jaka. Kolka Haka. What if I said it with a... Oh! Oh, shit. Well, quick twerk break. Iko kaka. Uka kiki. Goodness gracious, Carrie. What is going on? You must have won big at the casino or something like that. That's how I feel right now. But thank you so much for the 50 beaver bucks. Someone say cheeks and a bong blow. Someone say cheeks and a bong blow. If you're referring to my... Ooh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Any Aussies? Yeah, we're the Aussies here that know how to talk Aboriginal or speak in the Aboriginal tongue. Do you by chance like playing golf? You know, I like the idea. I like to go to the driving range once in a while, but when my dad used to take me when I was younger, I'd get so frustrated with it. He just like never would take me again. So that ended pretty quick. It just like wasn't like a pleasant experience to go golfing. Oh yeah, shit. All right, guys. Kalkajaka National Park. God damn it, this is gonna... I just feel like if I read this one and it's totally wrong, I'm just gonna get flamed in the comments for it. But that looks... I mean, you would imagine that it's relatively close. Yeah, mini golf is fun. The Black Mountain can be found in the Kalkajaka National Park, a 781 hectare... Hectare? What the fuck is a hectare? Like a hectare? Jesus, what is up with all these words, dude?
Hectare.
Hectare. A metric unit of square measure equal to 100 aires, 2.471 acres, or 10,000 square meters. Interesting. Oh, Alex about to hit slurk mode. Uh-oh. He going down. You worked at a golf course that sucked. How come? The Black Mountain can be found in the Kalkajaka National Park, a 781-hectare projected area about 16 miles south of the region capital, Cooktown. Comprised of a huge collection of granite boulders, some of which measure up to 20 feet in length, it towers over 900 feet above the ancient forest that surrounds it. Geologists think that such boulders were formed from a huge volcanic eruption, which caused molten lava to spill up from the earth before solidifying. The coal-black appearance is caused by the thin coating of iron and manganese oxides, which is complemented by a film of blue-green algae covering the exposed surface, although these are not so visible from a distance. Needless to say, the dark coloration gives the rocky protrusion a distinctly sinister look. The boulders forming a labyrinthine... Man, just look at all these words. All them words they using. We're losing Bravo. Oh no. Guys, we gotta get to Bravo. Because we are the dumbest unit of measure. Well, it seems to be working. Everything that's not me is dumb. The boulders forming a labyrinthine mass of passageways penetrating deep within the mountain itself, which harbor pockets of escaping warm air caused by the baking daytime heat. This hot air, complete with its hellish sulphurous smell, has been known to create terrifyingly menacing... Jeez, it's like every word. This hot air, complete with its hellish sulphurous smell, has been known to create terrifyingly menacing sounds. Skin to a deep moaning. What the fuck does that mean? Suck her punch with the 10 says, when's the next drunk stream? Also, have you ever used a pickup line and did it work? Shit, that's a good question. Honestly, I don't think a pickup line IRL is pretty much like a death sentence, I guess, unless you already know the person, or if you're like sort of in a drunk enough situation where the people don't care, but most likely it worked. I'm just going to be under the presumption. I'm going to leave you guys with the assumption that every terrible pickup line you could come up with, I have used it, and it's worked perfectly. Okay, what does this mean? Which harbors pockets of escaping warm air caused by the baking daytime heat. This hot air, complete with its hellish sulphurous smell, has been known to create terrifyingly menacing sounds. Skin to a deep moaning... Oh, akin. Okay, I see. This hot air, complete with its hellish sulphurous smell, has been known to create terrifyingly menacing sounds, akin to a deep moaning, wailing, or an ominous hissing as it escapes from the earth. And it is this heat that lends itself to the first of the peculiar happenings that we will discuss. Since the boulders became... I don't know why this like whole writing here is just like throwing me for a libbity loop. Best pickup line, hey girl, your ass forged by Sauron because it's precious. Ah, precious. Your ass is so precious. Since the boulders became incredibly hot due to the baking Australian sun, when cooling rains fall on the Black Mountain, the rocks have been known to erupt in violent explosions from the sudden change in temperature, and of course this adds to the mythos behind the mountain, a place where the landscape can suddenly burst into showers of deadly rock shrapnel. As previously stated, the intimidating appearance and nature of the Black Mountain has often made it a central figure in many terrifying legends and myths. Alright. The Cuckoo Nyungkal. I don't know how to say this one either. Why don't they just like, why does Wikipedia not just have like a pronunciation thing? Like, why does it come up first if it's not going to tell you how to say it? Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, guys. I gotta figure this out. Maybe I should read, maybe I should read shit beforehand so I know how to say it. Oh, once again, the pronounced wiki is the worst site on planet Earth. Thank you. Thank you for even making a site that says pronounce on it, but doesn't even have a button to fucking click anything. Alright, does YouTube, like... What? YouTube doesn't have anything? Hold on a second, dudes. This is so ridiculous. Redonkulous. Is this the hardest sound to pronounce? Jesus Christ, why? Why? Dude, nowhere on planet internet Earth has like even... How can that be? How can the word exist and like the internet not have exactly how to pronounce it? I swear to God, half of my streams is trying to figure out shit like this. Am I into the peanut butter? Oh, I love peanut butter. I almost got tonight when I got ice cream. I almost got, you know, I'm always about like peanut butter ice cream or peanut butter chocolate shit. But I was quite close to getting that. But I got, what did I get? Cookie dough. I got cookie dough instead. Just because I really love like the chunks of cookie dough that they put in. Like just a different texture to it. Because eventually I feel like when you eat enough ice cream, your mouth just grows like almost accustomed to it. Come on, dude. Give me something. Nope. Nope. Wait.
Younger.
Oh, that's completely wrong.
Young.
Dude, why do people... Like, why would you create... Someone had to take time out of their day. Someone had to take time out of their day to fucking type some shit into a text-to-speech that they know is 100% wrong, turn it into a video, make a little picture for it, upload it to fucking YouTube on their pronounce page, just so that they could, like, feel a sense of complete failure because it doesn't assist anybody. Like, why would you ever waste your life making a pronounce page if the shit that's on it is not pronounced by even a human being? Like, I would rather hear someone like fuck it up just for the meme of it. You know what I mean? Dude, I've YouTubed it. I've YouTubed this. I've YouTubed it. I've Googled it. It is mildly infuriating because I'm like, why do these words exist if they don't even... It's like a dead language. Is this a dead language? Is this fucking Latin? What the fuck is going on? I'm just gonna make it up, dude. It's so stupid. Just such a worthless... We're in like this... the age of all this free information. Except how to fucking say anything. It's called Cuckoo Nyunkal. I'm just gonna make it up. I don't care. This is stupid. The Cuckoo Nyunkal, an aboriginal tribe native to the region, has long dubbed the mountain Kokajaka, which, depending on who you ask, translates into English as the place of the spear, or more chillingly as the Mountain of Death. Native folk tales speak of the Black Mountain as a place frequented by the spirits of the dead, a home to malevolent forces which lurk in the sulfur-filled caverns which snake beneath the surface. One such spirit is all that remains of an evil witch doctor, known in the Aboriginal tongue as the Devourer of Flesh. Stories are told of unfortunate souls being dragged into their doom by the witch doctor's spectral hands, pulled into the dark tunnels as they kick and scream, never to be seen alive again. There is also the legacy of a brutal massacre inflicted on the Cuckoo Nyunkal by early European settlers to the region, who supposedly transported a group of men, women, and children to a ravine close by, before slaughtering each and every one of them in a callous display of ethnic cleansing. The ghosts of whom are said to still wander the black rocks of the mountain, crying out for vengeance, giving rise to the native belief that the place is sacred and not to be encroached upon. But even today, the Black Mountain has been the center of a series of bizarre events. The local wildlife population is said to avoid the area entirely. Birds refuse to fly over the rocky outcrop, and nearby forests are as quiet as the grave. Aircraft... Excuse me. Oh, shizzers. Hey, Lils with the 5 says, what pickup lines work on you? Oh, shit. Pretty much anything like, I'm outside your house. Or, would you like to make children? Or, I have purchased cookie dough ice cream. I am wearing a Spider-Man and Elsa outfit. I'm wearing an Elsa outfit. Will you be my Spider-Man? The Black Mountain is some straight up brujeria. What is that? He turned Spider-Man 3 Peter Parker dark. You get your rent when you fix this damn door. Oh, I don't even know what we're talking about in the chat sometimes. Venikins with a 2. Joel angry, Joel smashed, Joel throws keyboard. It's just like the one thing that I have to get right on this channel is like actually not sounding like a complete invalid. And then it's just like Google's like, fuck if I know how to say shit. It's like computers create entire websites and entire YouTube channels like promising that they're gonna tell you how to pronounce. Oh fuck. Oh. Ooh, ah, shit. Damn, Carrie, with another $50 Canadian maple syrup beaver buck says, take me with you when you're bigger than Howard Stern. Howard Stream. Excuse me. Yeah, man, that would be, what a day that would be. Howard blowing past Howard Stern. My dad actually used to listen to him all the time, and still does, I believe. Howard Stern is a very hilarious show. Him and Robin, and what was the guy? Howie the Drunk or something like that. I remember Howard Stern's where I first started hearing like Beetlejuice. Is Beetlejuice still alive? Not the scary spectral creature, but the small man. Beetlejuice guy. That's so funny. Beetlejuice guy. So Beetlejuice, Lester Green, born in 1968, June 2nd. Wow, he just had a birthday, guys. Happy birthday, Beetlejuice. Better known as the stage name Beetlejuice, is an American actor, comedian, and frequent guest on The Howard Stern Show. In addition to his appearances on such feature films as Bubble Boy and Scary Movie 2, Green was a member of Stern's Whack Pack and was named the greatest Whack Packer of all time by Stern in 2015. Beetlejuice has performed with various Howard Stern Show-related comedians, including those who perform under the Killers of Comedy Tour banner. Personal life. Beetlejuice was born with microcephaly, which gives him his small head relative to his body. On October 2nd, 2007, the broadcast of The Howard Stern Show, Jerry O'Connell revealed that he knew Beetlejuice while he was growing up. O'Connell's mother was Beetlejuice's special education teacher at PS 31 in Jersey City, New Jersey, and Beetlejuice was such a good student that he did special work as her assistant. Nice. Oh, so Beetlejuice is 4'3", 130 centimeters. Interesting. Whoa, he's had voice acting shit? Dude, I'm gonna have to get in with Beetlejuice, dude. Lester Green. Oh, Artie Lang, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah. Wonder how Artie's doing. I sound like Adam Kringler from Timcast. Who in the hell is Adam Kringler? Krigler. Let's see. Oh, the long-haired guy with the beanie? Or the short-haired guy with the beanie. I can't quite tell. Tim Koost. Well, you know, I'm not going to be able to figure out how to pronounce these things. And Carrie, thank you again for your incredible generosity. Thank you to everybody, really, just for being here. And I don't know, just it's crazy to think, like, you know, if some channels, like, wait, so I'm not sure. Do you get your ability to receive donations at the same time that you can monetize your channel? I just out of the curiosity, because I was thinking, like, some channels, like, at 100,000 subs or something, could actually, like, crowdfund, like, quite a bit through their process of streaming and stuff like that. But either way, I'm very happy that I did start streaming because you guys are amazing. And Angry Hobo says I need to go listen to Come Town. Yeah, I haven't, I have yet to listen to Come Town, though it did cross my mind yesterday. Soy Jesus. Oh, man. Is that me? I wish I had that kind of hair. Not anymore. I used to have long hair back when I was like 20. It's crazy what 10 years can do to ya. But I am now much, much more beefier, especially after this pizza. Daddy, can you make an OnlyFans? I should just get on it, you know? Just get right to it. Microcephaly probably caused by his, well, it's hard to say, you know? It's hard to say. The origins of it. The origins. Honest question, y'all ever had blue cheese stuffed olives in a martini? It's bomb, so yummy. It's blue cheese stuffed olives. That seems like it would require some preparation. Joel with long hair would be the death of you. Buys Rogaine. Dude, what if I got like a Elon Musk, like, hair plug bullshit or whatever the fuck? I mean, my hairline, like, it's not that I, like, am, like, full on bald or anything like that, and I feel like my barber does a good job at, like, maintaining, like, the lines in which, like, so it kind of looks like a nice fade or whatever. But at the same time, yeah, there are times where I look. It's so funny if you look back at the old pictures of Elon Musk when he was younger, probably in his 20s. You could tell he's, like, in a similar fashion to LeBron James. Like, they both were, like, losing their hair, you know what I mean? And then they're like, nah, fuck that. I think I'm gonna get me some hair plugs. Okay. It's talking about birds, right? Or some shit like that. Aircraft, both civilian and military, have reported strange equipment malfunction whilst flying over the region, as well as experiencing unusually violent amounts of turbulence. It was initially thought that magnetic disturbances or perhaps high levels of radiation might account for such bizarre malfunctions. Yet a 1991 aerial survey conducted by the Bureau of Mineral Resources turned up nothing unusual, despite the fact that pilots continued to report these kinds of phenomena occurring. There have been rumors that the Black Mountain's deep subterranean tunnels hide everything from the headquarters of extraterrestrial visitors to ancient lost civilizations, complete with tombs and valuable long-lost treasures. Some of these treasures, said to reside within the depths of the many caves, are lost stockpiles of gold. Historic. I don't know why. Sometimes the way I say stuff, like, just feels weird. You ever do that? You're reading, you're like, that sounded strange. Your old boss went for a consultation at the hair club for men hair transplant surgery. He almost did. I think you should have. It's expensive, but he was loaded, so that wasn't an issue. Well, you know, it's like I don't really feel necessarily like it would be cool to have just some ballin' ass hair, you know what I mean? Just like roll up and, you know, it would be kind of like shocking, I think, to most of my family. They're like, where the fuck did he get hair, you know? And a lot of it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't really care, I guess, too much about my hair, hairy head, or hairless head, or de-hairing head, or hairnt. I don't know. I'll just transplant it from my chest onto my head. Some of these treasures, said to reside within the depths of the many caves, are lost stockpiles of gold, historic artifacts, or even ancient texts, and there may be an element of truth to such rumors, since the massive geological shift could well have unearthed some rather large gold or diamond deposits that are sitting down in the dark, waiting to be claimed. Other more terrifying theories revolve around the strange beasts that are said to inhabit the forests around the Black Mountain. Although it is well known that Australia is the home of many unique and pervasive species, there are tales of predator creatures stalking the ancient bushland that far more... I gotta take a deep breath. Do you ever just feel like you just gotta fill your whole chest up with oxygen? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Blow it the fuck out, dude. Now the carpet matches the drapes. Perfect. Other more terrifying theories revolve around the strange beasts that are said to inhabit the forests around the Black Mountain. Although it is well known that Australia is the home of many unique and pervasive species, there are tales of predator creatures stalking the ancient bushland that are far more terrifying than anyone can possibly imagine. Hiding among the dense maze of overlapping boulders, there are supposedly enormous, overgrown snakes hungering for the flesh of humans and animals alike. There is also talk of a mysterious feline huntress, known by the moniker of the Queenland. There is also talk of a mysterious feline huntress. Why does that sound so fucking strange? Sorry. There is also talk of a mysterious feline huntress known by the moniker of the Queensland bullshit. Breathing is overrated. Everyone hold it. Hold your breath till you pass out. Just kidding. There is also talk of a mysterious feline huntress known by the moniker of the Queensland tiger that is said to prowl the mountainside, occasionally venturing out into the wider area to maul and mutilate cattle, eating them alive before disappearing back into the darkness of the night. There are also occasional reports of huge, reptilian humanoids emerging from the underground tunnels and passageways, stories of ephemeral, shadowy figures that stalk the area in groups, but it is unclear whether these represent some type of real animal, I don't know why I'm having trouble keeping up with this shit. It should, flow nicely because it's written nicely. Breathe when you're dead. Should make a song about Siren Head. Siren Head, Siren Head, Siren Head. He forgot to get me a loaf of bread. But it is unclear whether they represent some type of real animal, a more supernatural phenomenon, or merely a trick of a shadow and light up. I don't know why. This is just above my reading level, I guess, or some shit. But it is unclear whether these represent some type of real animal, a more supernatural phenomenon, or merely a trick of shadow and light upon the black boulders. After all, our eyes can play tricks on us, especially when we're frightened. But perhaps the more commonly known and most frightening occurrences related to the Black Mountain are the many mysterious disappearances that have taken place there. There are a number of tales of entire herds of horses and cattle simply vanishing from the area as if they were swallowed up by the mountain itself. But even more alarming are the stories of the large number of people who have apparently ventured into the area before disappearing without a trace. While there are a plethora of Aboriginal horror stories... Aboriginal. While there are a plethora of Fuck. 1 second. I don't know why the fuck I'm... Let's just do a fucking hard reset. A gargle, a swoosh, a lip lube. I just feel like my lips... You're reading... I don't know anybody who reads out loud all the fucking time, but there's certain techniques. And when you start to feel like your entire mouth catch on itself, where it just doesn't want you, it's like taking a second to tie your fucking shoes, you know? Swallow it. I always do. Maya B with a 5. This is the second I've seen Angry Joel Law. Have a good night, friend. It's always a pleasure to listen to your streams. Thank you, Maya. Sleep well. Thank you for the 5. And Miss Molly with the 2 says, I made peanut butter cookies with Reese's Pieces in them. Oh my god. That sounds amazing. I would yeet all of those down my throat.
Hey, listen.
Jackie Rose. The cookie is kicking your ass. You take an edible cookie, dude? Bro? Broski? Bro, dude?
Hey,
Dude, bro? Dude, Brahemoth? Bromosexual? Onion? Jensen just starts screaming. Yeah, that's a good idea, honestly. I do. Honestly, when I would stream by myself, I get so mad at like how many... But honestly, with you guys, I feel like it can take my mind off it. It's pretty much like me playing Overwatch. What inspired me to start a spooky reading show? I just wanted to try it. I wanted to try YouTube, thought reading would be something I could do, and then I stumbled across all of the narrating channels. I was like, oh, shit. Guess this is what I'm doing now. While there are a plethora of Aboriginal horror stories of their people vanishing from the mountain in the years before Europeans arrived, the first relatively modern account of an unexplainable disappearance dates back to 1877, when a farmhand by the name of Grainer went out on horseback to search for a stray calf that had apparently vanished in the area surrounding the Black Mountain. It was the last time any of his friends or family saw him alive. After a thorough search of the area surrounding the mountain, What? Why is this sound? This is such a weird sentence. After a thorough search of the area surrounding mountain... I don't know. Okay. After a thorough search of the area surrounding the mountain... Okay, they forgot a word. Let me just add some words in there. After a thorough search of the area surrounding the mountain failed to turn up any trace of the courier, it was assumed that he had fallen into one of the many jagged chasms between the boulders. But despite thorough exploration, no survivor or corpse was found. It was as if... Dude, I have made so many fucking mistakes, and I do not know why my brain is broken. Jenna Moreno with the 20 Canadian maple syrup dollars. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you. It didn't quite include a message there, so please be sure to let me know if there's a message you would like to send through. Just at me. Or the like. Thank you. And Caroline Washington with the 10 says, thanks for the bedtime stories. You're welcome, Caroline. Thank you for the 10. Gracios. Gracios. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. I need to play the new Zelda game. I feel like I haven't given Zelda games like a proper playthrough in a while. Ooh. Goodness gracious, Carrie, you are drowning me. You're turning my room into what's the guy Scrooge McDuck, where he's like, he dives into just like a pool of like coins every morning or something. I don't know if it's Scrooge or which duck movie with like the 3 duck like siblings and stuff, but holy shit, Carrie, with the 50 beaver bucks says, you got this, bong drink. All right, quick bong drink. Oh shit, bro, let's go, dude. Let's fucking go. Let's go, dude. A DuckTales, yeah. Holy fuck, Scrooge. Was it Scrooge? Carrie, thank you all to you guys. Oh my goodness, that was a series of big donos right in a row there. Thank you guys so much. Giant pile of money from Breaking Bad. Oh yeah, just like laying in it. money, money. That would be a funny, that'd be a funny notification sound of Mr. Krabs' voice saying money, money, money. But I also like the twerking sound as well. Do, 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 do. DuckTales, DuckTales. Dude, DuckTales are the shit. I fucking love Tailspin. Dude, actually, oh, dude. Oh my god. There was something so nostalgic about the idea of, like, Tailspin. It was like, I feel like I don't know, something, DuckTales was fun, but there was something about Tailspin, and the weird thing is that I don't even know if I can remember an individual episode at all. I've watched so much of it, but I don't think I can actually remember one episode, like, outright, as weird as that sounds. Like, I can remember, like, full-on episodes of, like, Hey Arnold and all sorts of random shit, but for some reason, I love Tailspin, but I cannot bring my mind back to remembering even what happened in it. But it was sick because I feel like the vague feeling that it gave me was every time there was a new episode, it was like they always did something badass. Like, they were on an island, which is cool. They rode planes, which is badass. Like, and they're literally all furries, which is neat, you know? I mean, we might have to nuke that island, you know, but that's not a big deal right now. But I did, after this, maybe I'll just go back and watch, like, full-on episodes if they have them. Rescue Rangers. Oh yeah, what the fucking... Oh yeah, that was the movie kind of like that they were sort of based on, right? With Chippendale. Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, Chippendale Rescue Rangers was sick nasty. Oh yeah, like, weren't they the ones that, like, solved the crime or something like that, but in reality they were, like, sitting in the pocket of, like, an actual criminal detective or something, but they were the ones that, like, did all the stuff. I remember whenever Hey Arnold kind of, like, died out, it was because of it was like they did to like kind of finish it out, they, like, had a movie or something, like a Hey Arnold movie, and then it sort of died from that point. But despite thorough exploration, no survivor or corpse was found. It was as if he had simply vanished into thin air. A few years after the incident involving the vanishing farmhand, an infamous outlaw and gunslinger known as Sugarfoot Jack was involved in a deadly shootout with local law enforcement. Upon losing a handful of their number to police bullets, the survivors fled on horseback in the direction of the Black Mountain. The last time the pursuing officers saw them, they were scaling the black boulders, attempting to find cover among the rocks. But after the officers dismounted and readied themselves to receive a withering volley of gunfire, nothing came. The outlaws were never seen again, and despite the exhaustive police search that followed, there was no evidence at all to hint at where they had gone. Again, it was as if they had straight up... Again, it was as if... I need to, like... What I'm having an issue with is I'm not, like, fully pronouncing all the words. I'm almost, like, kind of talking like slang. Not like... I'm not talking like slang, but I'm, like, trying to, like, meld the words together too much into... I need to, like, fully enunciate everything. Jackie Rose with the 10 says, do you play COD? You know, I recently just kind of got back into it as a few friends were playing the new Warzone, and they said it was crossplay, and I was like, wow, I haven't gotten to play video games with these guys in years because I'm, you know, PC Master Race. And so we were playing that a little bit. Not a huge fan of Battle Royales because I can't tell you how infuriating it is to, like, gear up, get ready, waste like 5 minutes in queue, you know, and then waiting in the plane and then dropping and gathering items just to be like either immediately murdered or like murdered shortly thereafter. Though I do understand, like, you gotta be the toppitiest players to win battle royales. But I kind of just wish battle royales would die out, or that there would be people that would try other things, you know what I mean? Like, and I know they have tried variations of it, you know, and different things like that. I just kind of wish that battle royales were not so much a trend right now to kind of like control the market. And obviously streamers, I think, have played a big part in that, because it's battle royales to a degree, and the fact that streamers have made it so popular is because it's sort of enhancing the concept of, like, very self-centered behavior. I'm not saying it's like self-centered to play battle royale, but like the idea is that if you go into the solo and you come out on top, you are the best gamer in all of Gamer Town. You know what I mean? And like, so I can see why that would appeal to a lot of the personalities that exist within the streaming community on Twitch and stuff like that, which then would just like reinforce the desire for kids to play it, and then like reinforce the desire for the game developers to focus and hone in on that kind of stuff. But I'm really excited for the new Halo Infinite, which in like 4 days is going to have a gameplay reveal, which is really weird since it's coming out this year. But I think they've just been really trying to get all their ducks in a line before they show anything, and I'm stoked. I'm hoping it's going to be sick. I hope it comes right out to I'm hoping that it comes out to PC as well right out the gate, because I got a Xbox One back in the day to play Halo 5, and it just didn't really stick with me or whatever. But anyways, I do like COD. This is something I've talked about for a long time, and it's gotten to the point where some of my friends like make fun of me for it being like such a make or break experience when it comes to my first person shooter experience. But like when you play, okay, let's look at like when you play a first person shooter, there's a few different things that you're looking for, and I'm sure it's different for everybody. But one of the things that I really, really enjoy, that I think that makes me feel as if the shooter is satisfying, it's giving you a sense of feedback, it's giving you a sense of like power and fun, whatever it is that is supposed to be elicited within the human experience when playing a shooter. I find that like hilarious, like just like violent ragdoll physics are some of the funniest and most fun aspects of a first-person shooter. Where I have seen those implemented the best, in my opinion, has been CS:GO, and you know, and the old Counter-Strike 1.6, or yeah, what is it, Counter-Strike 1.6 or something like that, Counter-Strike Source, and that kind of thing. So when you get a kill in that, it's just like it's very violent and visceral and like in your face. It's that same, you know, it's the same. The Source engine was just like, it had great physics, you know, very very visceral experience when you're shooting someone in that. Same with like Day of Defeat. Is it Day of Defeat? Yeah, the World War II mod that they had for that. But anyways, there's that. And then if you played like any of the Rockstar games, Red Dead 2, it was just like when you shoot someone in that, that one's even more interesting, because what they have in that is that whenever a character dies, they go through the Euphoria engine, which the Euphoria engine uses the player model and creates like an animation that's unique every time, you know. So like every time you kill someone, they're going to go through like a new realistic death animation every time, completely novel, new every time, and at the end of that, a ragdoll physics kick into the player model. And to me, that's just like a really, really fun experience, especially like, you know, you've seen those games that a grenade goes off next to you and you just go flying. And when I play Call of Duty in those kind of games, I really don't enjoy them very much, because they always tend to go through a canned motion capture animation. Sorry, I'm on this long tangent about video games right now that nobody even gives a shit about, but I'm just on it, right? I'm on my soapbox, and I'm talking about ragdoll physics. But like when you play Call of Duty, it's like they go through their canned animation, and it's been this way for years and years. You know, they go through their motion capture animation, their death animation, and to me, that's just like not very satisfying. It doesn't feel very visceral. It just kind of feels repetitive. And when I play Call of Duty, sometimes I just feel like I'm collecting points. You know what I mean? Like I don't really feel like it's a new experience every time, and it feels very video gamey, you know. And that's why I think like the funny thing is that like whenever I play like CS:GO, when I play Day of Defeat, or like even though a lot of the Rockstar games. Oh, I'm still recording, dude. What the fuck? My bad. Eesh. That's going to be a long thing to get rid of. Even though a lot of the Rockstar games, they don't really have a very tactical feel to them, Max Payne included, Max Payne 3, they don't really have a very tactical feel to them, though I imagine if Rockstar ever made like a tactical shooter with like solid controls, could probably control the market when it comes to like tactical shooters, but I don't think they ever will, because they don't really invest in that. They invest more in microtransactions, which kind of blows. But anyways, like, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with Call of Duty. To me, a lot of the times it gets very repetitive just because of that experience of just seeing the same animation over and over again. And I know that sounds strange, but basically what I'm trying to say is if I was a game developer, I would make it like, that's why I play Overwatch a lot, because when you get like picked by a headshot or something, sometimes it's really funny, like especially if you're Winston and you're diving and you get killed as you're diving, you like fly off the map, and it makes you laugh really hard. Or like if you're Doomfist and you come in and just pound someone against the wall, like seeing their body just like go limp as it smashes against the wall. It's like a very sadistically satisfying but also hilarious experience. And I'm not saying that that's something that translates into real life or anything like that, but I'm just saying that like when you're in that video game world, some of the stuff that makes you laugh, I think is probably some of the stuff that's like the best experience, you know, kind of like is the best escapism, so to speak. But anyways, getting back to what the fuck I was talking about, Jaina with the 5 says, I listen to you literally every single night going to sleep. I never miss it. I love it. Thank you, Jaina. Thank you. I'm glad I can help you get some sleepies. Call of Daddy. Oh my god. I think I missed. Oh, okay, yes. And Miss Carlos B with the 5 says, you should play Empyreon and make your private server. I totally join. You can travel the galaxy, make factions, build ships from scratch, and explore. That sounds cool. A friend of mine had just started playing No Man's Sky. I was kind of curious about that, how that's been going, though I know I kind of had like a rough start to it. But, cool holograms, thanks. Yeah, that's all Robin's doing there. Call of Booty. Ooh! Call of Booty. Oh my god, Carrie with the 50. 50. Another 50. Another 50 beaver box just to tell me to stop. I'm sorry. I got on a long tangent. That's probably like the most boring rant you probably will ever hear from me is going on. Yeah. Overwatch is still a thing. Thank you, Carrie. If that's one way to shut me up, is just to shove money in my mouth. That's fair enough. Oh goodness, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, and I will move on. It's time to read some stories. I bet you guys are bored of my nonsense anyway. So again, it was as if though they had straight up vanished from the face of the earth. Since then, the number of unexplainable disappearances rose considerably. My voice cracked. Jensen plays Rust a lot. Same with whenever you play Battle Royale games and like you down somebody. I hate that. I hate downing people. Like, it doesn't feel fun at all to just see them like get on like a knee or get on their back and drag themselves around. Like, I just want to like get a kill and be done with, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really like the whole downing mechanic. I think it's stupid. Or like if they are down, I think they should just die and then you can like revive them. Kind of like Battlefield Bad Company 2 kind of had that, where you'd run up to like a dead body and just like, you know, electrocute them back to life or whatever. Since then, the number of unexplainable disappearances rose considerably. In another instance, a Cookstown man by the name of Harry Owens was out herding his cattle. When he failed to return, his partner, George Hawkins, went to the police, who subsequently organized a search party that went out looking for the missing farmer. According to one account, 2 police officers ventured up the mountain and into one of the caves. After a considerable wait, only one of them emerged. When the officer returned alone from the darkened caverns, he was said to be so completely deranged and terrified over something he had seen inside that he was unable to speak, and no matter how much his fellow officers questioned him on what happened, he couldn't bring himself to talk of it. Years later, 2 professional cave explorers who traveled from the nations, Call of Coochie. Years later, 2 professional cave explorers who traveled from the nation's capital of Sydney tried to solve the enigma of these disappearances before going missing themselves. In all cases, nothing was ever found to give any clues at all as to what had happened to any of these people, and extensive investigations have never been able to come up with anything conclusive regarding the cause of their disappearances. It is as if the mountain itself had swallowed them alive, which is actually not far from the official theory given by the Australian government. A handful of geological experts have stated that these people most likely fell into the numerous caves, crevices, and chasms of the mountain, or became hopelessly lost when trying to venture into the impenetrably dark passages. It is also likely that highly concentrated pockets of sulfur had suffocated those unlucky enough to wander into them. Whether or not this is actually what happened to the disappeared remains. The disappeared. George Squawkins. Whether or not this is actually what happened to the disappeared remains unclear, as there have only been a very small number of people that have braved the mountain's caves to return and tell the tale. One experienced Aboriginal bushman who ventured into the mountain armed with a... One experienced Aboriginal bushman who ventured into the mountain armed with a pistol and a flashlight has given a chilling account of his time in the deep, dark depths. I stepped into the opening. Like other Black Mountain caves, it dipped steeply downwards, narrowing as it went. Suddenly I found myself facing a solid wall of rock, but to the right there was a passageway just large enough for me to enter into a stooping position. I moved along it carefully for several yards. The floor was fairly level, the walls of very smooth granite. The passage twisted and turned this way and that, always sloping deeper into the earth. Presently I began to feel uneasy. A huge bat beat its wings against me as it passed. However, I forced myself on to push further. Soon my nostrils were filled with a sickly, musty stench. Then my torch went out. I was in total darkness. From somewhere that seemed the bowels of the earth, I could hear a faint moaning, which was then followed by the flapping of wings of thousands of bats. I began to panic as I groped and floundered back the way I thought I had come. My arms and legs were bleeding from bumps with unseen rocks. My outstretched hands clawed at space. I expected solid walls and floors, but could not find it. At one stage, where I had wandered into a side passage, I came to the brink of what was undoubtedly a precipice, judging by the echoes. The air was foul, and I felt increasing dizziness. Terrifying thoughts were racing through my mind about giant rock pythons that I had seen around this mountain. As I crawled along, getting weaker and losing hope of ever coming out alive, I saw a tiny streak of light. It gave me super strength to worm my way towards a small cave mouth half a mile from the one I had entered. Reaching the open air, I gulped in a lungful of it and fell down exhausted. I later found that I had been underground for 5 hours, most of the time on my hands and knees. A king's ransom would not induce me to enter those caves again. His account is frankly horrifying. His account is a frankly horrifying look at what can happen to those who are foolish enough to venture into the dark, hissing His account is a frankly horrifying look at what can happen to those who are foolish enough to venture into the dark, hissing caves of Black Mountain, and perhaps provide a clue towards the last things the missing ever saw. His words alone are enough to put most people off of an attempt at unraveling the mysteries of the Black Mountain, but they do suggest a tangible theory as to how and why these foolish enough to venture inside failed to ever return. Was it just the case that these unfortunate souls simply got lost and died of thirst in the sweltering hot tunnels? Or was there a less explainable, evil force at work down there? There have been very few who have been brave enough to investigate further, but every single one of those who have described a feeling of desperate confusion, becoming hopelessly lost, as well as being plagued by feelings of palpable terror and anxiety as they explored the stifling blackness of the tunnels. The warrens and cavities of the Black Mountain have been invariably described as being highly intricate and extremely erratic, filled with perilously sudden drops and deep dark chasms, just waiting for the unwary to fall down them. There is also the added danger of jagged, sharp walls, not to mention the exploding rocks and boulders we talked about previously. One can only imagine the oppressive heat that saturates the confines of the passageways, the kind that makes the disgusting, rotten egg smell of sulfur even more pronounced. Not to mention the horror hearing the incessant fluttering of bat wings that only increase the sense of horror and danger of the place. Most of the cave explorers have dared to enter the Black Mountain describe the caves as being the singularly most horrific experience of their lives, while the tourist who visits Kalkakajak... God damn it. Kalkakajaka. Kalkakajaka. Okay. While the tourists who visit Kalkajaka... Sorry. You feel like Ace Ventura with the bats. What do they... Oh, yeah, wait. What do they say in Ace Ventura when he's like... Shakaka. That was such a funny scene. When he's like... Chicago! Oops, I just screamed that. Sorry. Probably woke my roommate. Chicago! And they like get on their knees like, gotcha. Well, the tourists who visit Kalkajaka National Park are more than content to view the foreboding mountain from a very safe distance. Whether or not you actually believe any of the folklore or horror stories involving the Black Mountain, it is most definitely a harsh, unforgiving place that instills a palpable sense of unease and dread in those who see it. It is clear that this menacing mound of boulders in the middle of the Australian wilderness is a place shunned by the rest of the natural world. An enigmatic place of natural wonder, mystery, and fear, the Black Mountain of Kalkajaka continues to tower over the surrounding area, perhaps just a mere pile of boulders, or perhaps watching, waiting, inviting more souls to join those already lost to its deep, dark tunnels. What is this guano? It's bat poop. Bat shit. Foo S with a 2. Thank you, Foo S. Thank you. I like your picture of the cat just like split down the middle by the stair railing. Instead of eating, just drink alcohol. It's debatable. You're thinking of the cave zone in Sonic, yeah. You just see Sonic flash by. Gotta go fast. Whoa. What are you doing down here? When's Pradeep gonna start dating? Well, when he's 18, probably. I'll let him. He's 6 now. He's just a kid. Come on, Lila. That's creepy. Just kidding. Hi, Joel. Why do you still have roommates? I'd expect you to have a mansion by now, or is it just the darn taxes again? Well, actually, yeah, being with YouTube, you're kind of like an independent contractor, so taxes is something you figure out as you go along. Not terribly hard, just like it's not something where it gets taken right out of your paycheck, per se. And I don't know, I'm just in this weird spot where I'm not married, and just living with friends has been fun. I would like to live with people, as weird as that sounds, just because I imagine if I were to, and I do also at the same time hope to purchase, a home at some point, but it's, just in a weird transitionary spot of life, I suppose, for a while. Kind of hard to pull that trigger, but I guess that's just all you really got to do in life when trying to make positive progress, just kind of gotta do it. And I guess, it hasn't been at the forefront of my mind per se, but definitely hope to get there at some point. I want to come to Toronto. Canada. That would be interesting. I wonder how people do the whole changing of citizenship to Canada and the U.S. and the U.S. to Canada kind of thing. How old am I? I'm a big dirty 30. Yeah. And how do I move the whole harem from out of the basement? That's the tough part. There's so many of them. You have a diet Dr. Pepper addiction because of you. It's so good. It is good, yeah. And it is addicting, like actually. So please do be careful. Hannah says, yeah, the two couples I'm with are married or engaged. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, nothing. I don't know. Life happens when it happens, you know what I mean? And, like my buddy had turned 30 yesterday, and he kind of like reflected upon, I mean, he's married, so that's awesome. I'm really happy for him because he's like married to his bestie friendy. But it was almost, in his drunken rants, almost, lamenting the fact that there was no children in his life or something like that. And I'm like, man, I don't know, man. Not a bad thing. Children are amazing creatures, like they are going to be your lineage and, your world and those who you love. Hopefully they don't, screw you on stuff or whatever. Like, because I know sometimes kids can be not so good, but if you care about them, they're going to care about you. But at the same time, you can't force that. You'll just be ready when you're ready, or it will just happen when it happens. And I think many of us are in a position where, I don't know, life in many places, like many westernized nations, we kind of exist in a state of decadence where other and more impoverished countries, they have like 15 kids, or something like that, 8 kids, 6 kids, whereas we act as if though it's like impossible to raise one, Not saying that it's not easy, but by comparison to the rest of like human history, I think we're at a pretty good spot. I do really like kids though. I think they're hilarious. They say really stupid shit and it makes me laugh. I think that's why I like kids and I like dogs, because dogs are stupid, kids are stupid, but kids are also amazing because you can see how quickly they get smart, which is really strange. Like whenever you have a friend who has kids and like, I don't know, they're like 2.5, and then like 6 months later you hadn't seen them for a while, and all of a sudden they're like 3, and they're just like having full-blown conversations with you, and you're just like, what? Who is this thing? What does it want from me? Is it going to betray us? Some shit like that. Samuel with some Aussie bucks with the 10 says, $2 dues from The Simpsons. Thank you for streaming. Love the Aussie stories. Have you ever watched Australian Football League, AFL? Go the Magpies. I've seen it like advertised, I feel like in a comedy movie where one of the characters played in the AFL, and it showed it, and it kind of like exemplified how confusing it is, kind of like a mixture of rugby and something else, because I played rugby in high school for a year, so I was like relatively familiar with those rules. And it was an intense game, honestly. Oh shit. Well, hello, twerk. Shit. Carrie, you are off the chain tonight. This is insane. With another 50 Canadian beaver bucks, just because I love you, kid. Well, I love you, Carrie. Thank you. Holy shizzers, pizzers. I shizzed so hard I pizzed my poons. Claria carries the glue holding the stream together. Certainly motivating, yeah. Every time she does, I can imagine she's probably just like, read a goddamn story. But no, thank you, guys. Oh, goodness gracious, you way too generous. Yeah, sugar mommy. Okay, on that note. And yes, hello, Jake. How are you? Back in the early 90s. Okay, back in the early 90s. Sweet. Let's do it. Reset. No, Carlos, I honestly, like, I'm reading these stories anyways. You guys donating is just, I really appreciate it. No matter what anybody gives me, I really do appreciate just like the sort of generosity kind of crowdfunding experience here, keep the stream, the podcast going and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, really, I'm going to be recording anyways, so the fact that I just get to experience this with you guys is just a huge blessing, so thank you. Alan, you got 2 grown kids. Nice. I hope they're doing well. Back in the early 90s, I had just finished my A-levels here in the UK, which are the exams you complete before attending university. Basically like the SATs over in America, for those that don't know. Of all my mates that were planning on taking gap years before uni, most had planned to backpack around Europe. But I was always terrible with languages and didn't quite fancy something so close to home. So I opted for the great down under, Australia. It was honestly the adventure of a lifetime, but one incident marred the whole experience for me, and it's something that continued to echo through my life for many years to come. I ended up flying up to the capital city of Sydney with nothing but a change of clothes and a few $100 changed into Aussie dollars. Then I worked a few months as a waiter, getting together some proper cash to fund a trip around the country. But I was a frugal teenager, and I decided that instead of actually using the proper public transport links to get around, I tried my hand at hitchhiking. I had a flat in the Sydney suburb of Liverpool, which always sounded a bit weird when I'd phone home and mention that's where I live, since Liverpool is the name of a city here in the UK too. "You've gone a long way just to end up in Liverpool, haven't you, son?" my dad would always joke. People were generally pretty friendly, and you'd be surprised just how many people were generous enough to stop at the side of the road for me, taking me as far as they were able before I had to jump out and start the whole process again. So I headed towards a place called Mildura. I wonder if that's how you say it. Better than having a sugar goat. I don't know, I've never had a sugar goat before. I would consider it. Let's see, sugar goat. No, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Mildura. Wonder why there's not just like a pronunciation like on every Wikipedia page. You think that would be like mandatory?
Mildura.
Mildura. Oh, wait. I probably should get a second opinion, to be honest. Mildura. Is it like a J? Gravity with a 5 says, "A blue rupee for you, dog. Don't spend it all in one place unless you're copying some arrows." Hey, listen. Thank you, Gravity. Don't pull me back to Earth. Guys, what do you think gravity is? Like, what is gravity? I've always thought gravity, the way it's explained more recently, well, not more recently, but just like the concept of it, that like something is so large that it pulls other things towards it, you know? It pulls us towards it. It's so strange. Would I be wrong to like consider that gravity is just some sort of manifestation of some sort of magnetic positive and negative energy? Does that not sound more realistic? Like a positive negative energies like connecting to each other, reflecting on a sort of push and pull, you know, sort of state of relationship between objects. Mildura. Mildura, Victoria. Mildura. Okay, so it is like a J, kind of. Mildura. So I was headed towards a place called Mildura, a city in the state of Victoria where I was hoping to then get the train all the way down to Melbourne. Eventually, this silver four-wheel drive slowed down for me and I climbed in, thanking the guy behind the wheel profusely as I told him whereabout I was headed. He told me his name was Bill, a forgettable name, but I'll never forget the way he looked. thanks to his distinct handlebar mustache that I thought was distinctly out of date for the early 90s. I mean, he looked more like something out of one of those Mad Max films, and although that should have made me feel uneasy, I thought I was just so grateful to be. And although that should have made me feel uneasy, I suppose I was just so grateful to be on the move that I completely overlooked how weird and cold he was acting. Just after we passed a town called Mittagong, a place name I've never ever forgotten, he slows the Jeep down to the side of the road. I ask him why he's stopping, and to my absolute horror, he pulls out this old-style revolver and points it right at my head. It was absolutely horrific. I'd never been so scared in all my life, and even to this day, I don't think I've ever been. Oh, sorry. I'd never been so scared in all my life, and even to this day, I don't think I ever have been. We don't really have guns here in the UK, not aside from the odd shotgun that a farmer has, so just the sight of one was enough to make me pee myself with fright. He then tells me to open the glove box, which I do. Anything for him not to shoot me. And then I see a load of rope he's got stashed away. He tells me to take it out and wrap it around my wrist so he can tie it. I'm begging him not to kill me at this point. He told me to calm down, as he was only looking to take my cash before kicking me out. But the ropes, Jesus Christ, why would he need to tie me up if he was just looking to nick a few dollars off me before kicking me out? I knew he had something else in mind, but just what exactly I had no idea. I had to think fast. If I was tied up, it would be game over, so in a moment of pure genius on my part, I know that might sound arrogant, but I don't care, it saved my life, I look up into the rearview mirror and say these exact words. Oh, thank God, the police. This bloke spins around to look behind us, and I just smack him as hard as I can in the side of the head, before legging it out of the car. I can still hear his furious shouts as I ran into the bush at the side of the road. Have you ever been shot at? Well, I have, and it was one of the most traumatizing things I'd ever had to endure. I mean, he was close, too. I think he was just shooting into the bush in hopes of hitting me as bullets struck the trees all around, knocking off branches and kicking up dirt, but one of the bullets passed just over my head, and oh my God, I felt it. Like, really felt it. The head and pressure of the bullet flying over me. I can't even really describe it, like a big lead wasp flying right past me. It made this horrible zipping sound as it did. The bush in Australia isn't quite how you'd picture it sometimes. Like, I thought it would just be one big desert or something, but some of it is actually like a big dry forest in places, and it's much easier to get lost than you might expect. I hid out there for as long as I could, maybe an hour at the most, but it felt like an entire day. Just sat there, hiding in a bush, scared one of those horrible poisonous The fuck is a butter socks? Good question, Carrot, good question. Just sat there, hiding in a bush, scared one of those horrible poisonous snakes or spiders might get me well before this psycho ever did. I hear him looking for me too, rustling through the bush and cursing under his breath. I was being hunted, and like I said, I've never been that scared at any time since. When I was confident that it was safe to come out, I walked back towards the road, peering out from the bush until I saw another car passing. I had to wait to make sure it wasn't that same silver 4x4 before I actually ran out into the road and flagged it down. It was driven by this really nice woman, who calmed me down and drove me into the town of Bowril. How the fuck do you say that? Uno momento. Your balls are proof of gravity. That's a good point. Oh, come on, give me a Bovril. Bowril. Shit. How the hell do you say Bowril? Bowril? Oh, nice. We actually have it.
Bowral, New South Wales.
Bowral. Okay. It was driven by this really nice woman, who calmed me down and drove me into the town of Bowral in the southern highlands of New South Wales. Together we went to a police station where I described the bloke who'd tried to kidnap and possibly kill me, before she put me up in her house for the night. I ended up staying for a couple of days, really shaken up by what had happened to me, before resuming my journey down to Melbourne. Oh, and you can bet that I just got that train this time. I wasn't risking that whole thing again. Not a chance. I tried to forget about what had happened, to not let it ruin my gap year traveling around Oz, but it was impossible. And after a month or so of working in Melbourne, I caught a flight back to the UK and just tried to get on with my life. Cut to 3 years later, and I'm in my 3rd year of uni in London. My flatmates and I are sitting in my living room eating beans on toast, another detail I never forget, when the news comes on. It's all the usual stuff to begin with, but then there's like this special interest piece from Australia. The police in New South Wales had set up a reward of $500,000. I feel like I gotta turn this music up. Just a tade. Just a tade. Hannah's not thirsty. She's had her fill. The police in New South Wales. Okay. The police in New South Wales had set up a reward of $500,000 Australian dollars for any information that would lead to the arrest and imprisonment of a serial killer. They described the killer's method of murder, which was that he would drive around, looking for hitchhikers or motorists in trouble, before kidnapping and murdering them. Then they showed this police sketch artist's interpretation of the bloke they thought was responsible. It looked like Bill, right down to the handlebar mustache he wore on his lip. I dropped my cutlery on the plate, marched out of the room, and nearly had a panic attack in the kitchen. My flatmates were obviously really shocked by this whole episode, and it took me a while before I could calm down and tell the whole story. It was just surreal. They implored me to get in touch with the Aussie police and even suggested I might be entitled to a bit of that $500,000 reward they talked about in the news. And I know this sounds a bit mad, but I didn't give a toss about the money. Just the idea that I'd be so bloody lucky to escape with my life was enough for me. And I felt absolutely horrible knowing that there had been so many young people who hadn't had the same kind of fortune or foresight as me, that now they were lying dead in graves because of that guy that called himself Bill, a monster. I kept in touch with the police over there, since apparently I was one of the... Hello. 2% battery, uh-oh. Girls born after 1994 only know how to charge their phone, eat hot chip, and lie. I kept in touch with the police over there, since apparently I was one of the only people to have encountered this Bill bloke and lived to tell the tale. Early the following year, the phone rang to tell... Wait. What? Early the following year, the rang to told me they'd arrest... Oh, they rang to tell me. Ivan Malay? How do you say that again? Oh, wow. Let's see. Well, you're not going to find it there. How to say Ivan Malat? Is it Ivan Malat? Ivan Milat. Oh, Ivan Milat. Early the following year, they rang and told me that they'd arrested a man named Ivan Milat in connection with the murders. Damn it. It's like sometimes my voice, Hannah peed on a mountain today. Careful, you may have just peed on a burial ground. They will come for you. Early in the following year, they rang to tell me that they'd arrested a man named Ivan Milat in connection with the murders. I followed the trial closely over the next few years as all the news of his victims came to light. It took 2 more years before he was convicted of the murders, and an Aussie court handed him a well-deserved life sentence. I thought that was it then, that I could finally let go of this horrible part of my life that had haunted me for years. I was 18 when it happened, and I was 24 when he was put away for life. But then, when I was 33 and dating my now wife Lisa, we decided to get a babysitter for our 3-year-old son and go on a little date to a local cinema. My wife has always loved horror films, so she wanted to see this new film that was out at the time called Wolf Creek. I should have asked her what it was about, and maybe I should have told her about the incident in Australia when I was a teenager, and that would have helped me to avoid all the embarrassment that came. But as we sat in the dark cinema and watched the story unfold on screen, I started to get this horrible, familiar feeling. The film is partly based on Ivan Milat. Anna M. with the 15 says, "Hi Joel, I just got off work and I'm just tuning in. Thanks for a good end to my night." Well, thank you, Anna. Thank you for the 15. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a good shift. Let's see, Milat. Ivan Milat. The film is partly based on the Ivan Milat murders, and as I sat there, watching these young actors getting tortured and killed on screen, it all just came flooding back to me. I ran out of the cinema into our car as my wife followed me out, asking me what was the matter. I had to tell her everything, and as I sat there in the car, crying my eyes out and apologizing, she told me it was all okay, that she totally understood and she was sorry for making me watch it in the first place. I think I knew right then how special she was. But I'll ramble on long enough. But I've rambled on long enough about this. I think I just want to end it by saying that we try to move on from the traumatic things that happen to us, but I don't think we really do. I think these kind of emotional and psychological scars will always be with us, just as much as physical ones. Oh, and be really, really careful about getting into the cars of strangers. You really don't have any idea of the kinds of people that are out there, the kind of evil that exists in the world, disguised among the kindness of strangers. Hello there, Robin. What are you doing, mate? Mr. Man. Mr. Art Man. Mr. Arty Boy. My little arty boy. Allie from Georgia. Georgia. Ooh. Also, Robin, that Australian thumbnail that you made for this video is badass. If you guys want to see the talent that Robin has, go check out the... Besides what you're looking on screen right now with these 3D renders, Robin has done an amazing Australian thumbnail. You can see it on Twitter and Instagram, at Let's Read Creepy for Twitter, and at Let's Read.official for Instagram, and there's just so much detail into it. It's like a freaking movie poster. Oh yeah, Hannah, what are you doing in Colorado? You just out with friends there? Mr. Manly Man. How hairy am I? Oh boy. I have been mistaken for the legendary skunk ape here if I ever go down to Florida. Many a times they catch me in traps and I have to wait till the morning. They take me on the news cycles for months at a time, eventually sending me off to the circus. The great Sasquatch, they say, until I say, guys, listen, it's me. Let's read. The best narrator on the fucking internet. Let me out of this cage, or I swear to God I won't tell another story. And they're like, oh my God, I guess he hasn't uploaded in a while, has he? I sure do need those stories to fall asleep. Mikalsen does not like Sweden. Vegans be like, let's not eat meat again. I have some friends who are vegan, and I don't really understand this sort of... Veganism sometimes to me comes off almost like a religion, like the amount of like virulent hate that certain vegans have for meat eaters. Fry is afraid that vegans are going to eat his ass. That is a legitimate fear, I think. Potentially a phobia. Sweet Potato, if you pay my circus owner enough, I think he could probably work something out. Alright guys, so this is the last story of the night. It's pretty good size. Vegan powers. The power to turn into a bunny rabbit. I'm a professional snake catcher here in Australia. It's a dangerous job, but I suppose someone has to do it. So a little while ago, I get a call from someone in a little town called Willara. How the hell do you say that shite? Maybe that YouTube video where I was... Let's see. How far? No. Dang. Dang it. Gee dang it. Probably Willara.
Willora. Willora.
Huh. Thanks for nothing. Website. Ass meat is too fatty. That's a good point. Sweet meats. Give me them sweet meats. Alright, we're just gonna go with Willora, honestly. We're just gonna go with Willora. So a little while ago, I get a call from someone in a little town called Willora, which is about 150 kilometers west of Melbourne. They had spotted a tiger snake in their garden, and they asked me to get there as quickly as possible to remove the thing from their property. Tiger snakes are no joke. They're big, they're brown, and they account about a fifth of all snake bites in the entirety of Australia. So I arrive at the property with my snake-catching gear, greeting the owner, who points me in the direction of the tiger snake, who's all curled up in this bloke's garage. I use what is basically an elongated trash grabber to get a hold of him around his neck, before putting him in a big plastic bin type thing that we use to secure the venomous snakes. Simple, routine procedure, job done. Now, as snake catchers, we don't just catch snakes. We can offer advice to homeowners on how to secure their properties from all kinds of slithering creatures and creepy crawlies. I'm not saying it's possible to completely secure your home from the entrance of such animals, but there are many things that you can do to lower the possibility of their intrusion. So me and the owner are talking a walk. Should do eCam streams. What's eCam? Never heard of it. I'm saying Melbourne. Melbourne wrong, by the way. It's Melbourne. No, that's not true. It's not Melbourne. It's people all. Every time I hear the Aussie boys, I always get bitched at because I would call it Melbourne, but then the Aussies bitch at me because in the comments they say it's Melbourne. It's Melbourne. Melbourne. Like it's like they say it quick, you know. It's not. Let me just find pronouns. You could be right though. I don't want to come off as a jerk and say that I'm the only one that knows how to say. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, it's mixed reviews there. Let's try this guy.
Okay, hi. This morning I received a message from a viewer who's visiting Australia later this year, and she's worried that she's not going to be able to pronounce the names of the cities she's visiting because she's noticed that some of them are hard to say. So she is called Tasmania. So what I'll do is I'll just go around in a circle and show you each major city, starting with my hometown, Sydney. I think everybody knows how to pronounce Sydney. Next is
Oh shit. In the midst of it. Carrie with another $50 donation from Canada. Some beaver bucks. Says Joel, how many years have you been doing this? I look forward to the 3 and 4 years old that pop up. I look forward to the 3 and 4 years old that pop up. Oh, like as you go back through the catalog of stuff. Yeah, I've had this YouTube channel since 2014, so there's a lot of content there to dig through. So that's the one good thing about putting out content, is that it's, for people that are really into it, they just constantly have a huge backlog to just burn through, which is great. Some people say they've like burned through all my content in like a really short period of time, which is crazy to me, because I think I have like close to 1,000 videos or some shit. Melbourne. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jake. I think it's Melbourne. But thank you so much, Carrie. You're incredibly generous every time I stream, and I really, really appreciate that. How the hell do you say Melbourne?
Castle. Up a little bit further is Brisbane. Now,
Brisbane.
I guess from the way it's spelled, it's easy to assume that you say Brisbane, but we actually call it Brisbane. Up a little further is a tropical tourist town called Townsville. It's spelled Townsville, but the locals call it Townsville. So they don't pronounce the I in there. Just up a little further is Cairns. Scooch over to the left, you have Darwin. Then there's pretty much a whole lot of nothing till you get to Perth. And you come around the underside, you'll meet Adelaide. If we drop down into Tasmania, there are 2 cities there. The one at the top is called Launceston, and the one at the bottom is Hobart.
What? Did we miss?
Back up onto the mainland, you have the one that's actually most people get pronounced wrong is Melbourne.
There he is.
Now, of
Melbourne.
course, you want to say Melbourne because that's how it's spelled, but for some reason...
Yeah, see, he says you want to pronounce it like Melbourne, but it's Melbourne. Like Melbin, Melbourne. Boom shakalaka. Sam, it's not. You heard it here from an Aussie himself. 4.4 thousand likes, 111. It's not Burn either, not Melbourne. It's just Bin, B-I-N. Melbourne. It's weird, I know. Freaking Aussies, man, right? How come they're not like us? Man buns. It's man buns. Sam says Australians can't talk. Yep, I guess so. You'll have to argue with them, but not me. I'm just going along with the crowd. 'Tis tradition. Gabby, hello there. Mel beans. Have you tried the Mel beans? Hannah, you lived in Melbourne and they called it Melbourne. Oh. Well, then I'm confused if you were actually physically there and they didn't call it Melbourne. Huh, that's weird. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Melbourne because that's where every time I hear, like, I've heard B Busta say it in like some of his videos, other ones. You can Melbourne me in the comments. So me and the homeowner are taking a walk around the property, and I'm showing him all the likely places a snake could enter, be it through little cracks in the fencing or whatever, when I hear something hiss from just close by me. It was another tiger snake, the biggest I think I'd ever seen in my entire life, and we are way too close to it for comfort. So it attacks, and these things are fast, really bloody fast when they want to, and this thing has decided it's going to try and bite me. Tiger snakes have a bad reputation for being... Tiger snakes have a bad reputation for a good reason, too. A lot of snakes will just hiss a bit until you clear off out of its little bubble of safety, and they'll just get out of the area without causing too much of a fuss. They're aggressive little buggers, whose philosophy is more like, the best defense is a good offense, so 9 times out of 10, they'll just go for you without a second thought. Now, instead of following the homeowner and just running away like I probably should have done, I immediately worked my way around it, grabbing hold of the thing's tail before hoisting it up into the air. Normally, with a lot of snakes, this is enough to make yourself safe until you can find a way to properly dispose of it. Like I said, this thing was absolutely bloody massive, and I just watched in absolute horror as the thing swings itself upwards towards my face. I dodged the initial strike, but seeing the snake's fangs so close to my face rattled me good and proper, which opened me up to a second strike, which hit right near my armpit. I didn't even really feel like a bite at first, but I didn't even really... Whoops. Lils with the 5 says, I had watched all your videos in 2 weeks, then I found out about your live streams. Yeah. I guess it's pretty easy to burn through if you're on that binge. It didn't even really feel like a bite at first. Fuck. It didn't even really feel like a bite at first, but I suppose that was the adrenaline working on me. It wasn't until I took my shirt off to double check that I realized that I'd been got, and within a few minutes, I was already feeling the effects of the thing's venom. It started with a swelling pain around my feet and neck, before my whole body started to tingle. Then I felt numb, started sweating like the devil, and by the time the owner had the ambulance on the phone, I was having pretty severe breathing difficulties and finding it harder and harder to move. We were pretty much in the middle of nowhere, too. I had no idea where the nearest hospital was, or how long it would take for an ambulance to make it out to us. So I honestly thought, this is it. I'm going to bloody die on the job. I actually got my mobile out and called up the wife, and although it was probably the most difficult phone call I'd ever had to make, I told her that I'd been bitten and that I was probably going to die. I told her goodbye and that I loved her and the kids with all my heart, and that I was just so bloody sorry that it had to happen like this. She was in bits, and later I was puking my guts up and feeling all faint. And as I started to black out, I said one last little prayer for God to have mercy on me for all my mistakes, then blackness. But to my utter surprise, I woke up. I had no idea where I was when I opened my eyes, but I came to find out that I was at Ballarat Base Hospital, about 100 kilometers from the property where I was bitten. I was too weak to really celebrate. I just felt this complete sense of relief that I was still alive somehow. I was in the intensive care unit there for about 24 hours, long enough for the wife and kids to come visit for a lot of tearful hugs and kisses. The snake bite was bad enough, but it's the anti-venom that can really do a number on you. You get what's called serum sickness in the weeks after you've received it. I'm talking fever, chills, rash, muscle aches, joint aches, itching, and blood in the urine. All kinds of nasty business like that. I retired from snake catching soon after. I couldn't put my family through that sort of thing again. But we opened up a business that goes around schools teaching kids how to keep themselves safe from snakes and spiders. My way of paying back to the world that I really don't have any right to be in anymore. So please, be really, really bloody careful around poisonous snakes. Always let the professionals deal with them. Be safe, and God bless. Ireland. Oh boy. Yeah, everybody's gonna have different pronunciations everywhere you go. I mean, even the same words that aren't even specific to the location of where you're from, could be pronounced different depending on whether or not you're speaking English in the United States, New Zealand, Australia, the UK, You get different shit everywhere you go, and they're all valid, within their context, Everybody, as long as the message, it really just comes down to sort of the traditionally accepted thing, though you can kind of debate the nuance, I suppose. It's fine, but it won't ever manifest anywhere. But anyway, we've done it. We've read all the Aussie stories. Snake bites, sharks, creepazoids with handlebar mustaches. This isn't even an Aussie accent anymore. I'm just fucking saying shit. Can't believe it, bro. We made it. Nah, can't do it. Jensen's pretty good at a Aussie accent if he's still here. And if he's going to stream after this. Sadie, can I see your post? Not within this chat. But I'm not sure exactly where you're referring to. No, it's time for you guys to think of a funny outro for me. Oh yes, I should probably say about Be Busta though, actually. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Be sure to show some love to Be Busta for blessing us with his beautiful Aussie accent, and subscribe to his channel linked in the description. Yeah, that'll be good. Hey friends, thanks for listening. Be sure to show some love to Be Busta for blessing us with his beautiful Aussie accent, and subscribe to his channel, linked in the description below. And click that notification bell to be alerted of all future narrations. If you got a story, be sure to submit them to my subreddit, r/Let's Read Official, and give and receive feedback from the community, and maybe even hear your story featured on the next video. And join my Discord to interact with me and other listeners directly. And if you want to support me even more, grab early access to all future narrations for just $1 a month on Patreon, and maybe even pick up some Let's Read merch on Spreadshirt. And check out the Let's Read podcast, where you can hear all these stories in long compilation form and save huge on data, located anywhere you listen to podcasts. Links in the bio. Thanks so much, friends, and remember, you just learned that salmon was pronounced salmon. See? You learn something new every day. Be Bust a Nut, yeah. Be sure to go Be Bust a Nut. Just copy that weird Aussie guy who screams about steak and lobster for $14.99 a plate. I don't think I've heard that before. I will just say should we just say the normal outro? Yeah, I'll just say it. Nobody's saying anything, so we'll just say the normal outro here. Alright. Thanks so much, friends, and I'll see you again soon. Winky face. Oh yeah. Thanks so much, friends, and remember. And then just like silence for a little bit. That actually would be funny. Thanks so much, friends, and remember. Yep. Dr. Disrespect. Do you think the Dr. Disrespect is just like a publicity stunt? Because he posted a video. It's like almost like a music video or something like that. I don't know if anybody follows him or not. He's like a Twitch streamer who is pretty popular, or was one of the most popular like streamers at the time. Pretty big deal with Amazon, Twitch, all that kind of stuff. And he was pretty much like a method actor in the fact that he'd kind of like play like a cool synth, badass mullet, mustache, glasses. He just had a cool look to him, you know what I mean? It was kind of a gimmick, but it was definitely the highest production value I'd seen for a stream, And, his personality was very overbearing, where it's almost like you love him or hate him kind of thing, but he definitely grew on me as time went on, just out of respect for people that can actually put on a show like that, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he was kicked off of Twitch with no explanation, but now he seems to be having like some sort of some sort of comeback, you know, and I don't know what it's about. And like some of the streamers are being very like mysterious about it and like saying like I can't talk about it for another 2 months, you know. So it almost makes it out like it's not going to be as serious as people had like once originally thought. So it might just all be a big publicity stunt to get more people to come to Twitch or some shit like that. So I'm the biggest streamer now, baby. I took his spot, the 2-time. All right, friends. Well, as you know, we're going to be doing a little bit of an after party over at Jensen's stream. He's there. Jensen, if you want to link your channel, so people can go over to your live stream. Jensen's a beautiful, buttery-voiced man, a DILF, in fact. Very talented at drawing, very talented at narrating as well. So, and he's a very hilarious individual. So go show him some love in his community over there. And guys, thank you for another amazing stream. As you know, this will be edited first and put out on Patreon. It's only $1 a month if you want to support over there. And then, as normal, the fully edited audio will be out on YouTube today at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Stick around for that. It's going to be lit. Going to have B-Busta on it. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already to get a head start. Check out all of his content. Endless shit there. It's great. But thank you guys for the amazing support as always. It like blows my mind sometimes that I get to do this for you guys. So thank you. Head over to Jensen's and I will see y'all soon. Oh, so soon.